What's up? Welcome back to the Section 10 podcast, episode 538, presented by Underdog Fantasy. It is the home of your 8 and 9, third place Boston Red Sox. My name is Jared Carabas, and I am a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that. And this right here, this is Coley Mick, and he's 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that. And this right here, this is Tyler Milliken, and he killed his dog Bullet, and you can't teach that. Bada boom. Realest guys in the room. Steve, how you doing?
Ooh, what up, Section 10 in the building?
In the mother fucking building. Presented by Blue Moon.
Suck one.
Not produced by Jake Yazzie. He's not here this evening, but Jeremy is on the ones and twos. So shout out to Jeremy. He always fucking kills it every single time. I'm not sick anymore. Knock on wood. Like I'm on my last probably 12 hours of being sick. You might hear a cough or two this episode. So the reign of terror, the 4.5 weeks of being sick, I don't want to jinx it. Feels like it's over. But now Coley's sick. So it goes on. And here's the thing is Coley is blaming me for getting him sick. But I didn't even go near Coley. So I don't know how he's going to sit here and try and blame me for getting him sick. And he's also got different symptoms than I had. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it from Coley. We got to talk Sox. We got to talk white, red, everything in between kind of socks.
Yeah, every color of socks.
Much worse.
I got some positive takes for this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tristan Casas positive takes.
No, I do have some positive takes, though, as it pertains to the Boston Red Sox. Coley?
I have some. I mean, there's nothing else to lead off with. If you want to talk Sox, we got to talk Nipsgate.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know how long it was going to take us to get to this, but we have to talk about it.
I thought Coley was going to be like, we got to talk my guy Trevor Story. I thought that's where you were going there with the.
I mean, obviously, I know we don't give catch up away in losing series, but if there were ever a time to amend that, it would be today for my guy TS10.
Yeah.
It feels like packets should be a thing if you lose a series, but you had the series that Story just had. But that's still catch up, though. So I don't know.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You deserve something.
We're talking about him.
A nice little pat on the head.
Yeah, we're recognizing it. Yeah, we're recognizing it.
It's very demeaning.
I like it.
I thought when we got nips for trips that people were saying that this was recycled nips, and then some internet sleuths were like, it's a different hand pose, so it's not the same. But your guilty tone, it sounds like you're about to concede that it was reused nips.
I did post on Twitter today, so it was slightly different pictures from the same session. Now, I was out to dinner with Martha and her mother when it was all going on, and we were at the table. We were actually at the Yard House, and I was watching the game on the TV.
Yeah.
So I started to freak out immediately. I didn't know what to do. I was panicking because I've never been at a restaurant when I had to do a picture like this.
Your normal setting is panic. Like that's your normal baseline is full on panic.
Of course. So when something goes wrong, it extremely goes out the window. I'm freaking out, and I start going through my phone. I'm like, do I have any failed nipple pictures that I never posted over time? Because I didn't want to go in the bathroom and then I'm like with my shirt off in front of the mirror as people are walking in and out of the bathroom.
I think you can do that quickly.
Why it's funny.
You think so?
Normally
at that joke.
Were you at the No, you wouldn't have been at the Fenway one. That would have made no sense. But honestly, in that scenario, I feel like the odds are high you might have been the only dude in the bathroom. Take that thing off, quick pick, put it back on, get out of there. I think you could have pulled it off.
I don't even think that he would have had to completely take his shirt off. It's nips for trips, not like pop the top for trips.
Yeah, that's true. Just just flash. Yeah. Take the photo and then get out of there.
So when's the last time you've worn anything other than a t-shirt? Like you can obviously just put that over your head.
I was wearing a hoodie.
Yeah.
The same fucking thing.
Can still lift it up. Yeah.
Where I'm confused about the outrage is it was a different picture. It was just kind of like same setting, just slightly different. So where my mind goes is if we ever get merch off the ground again, if T did like a Nips calendar and just did like if he had a photo shoot of just different backgrounds and settings that he had the Nips going, Like, who's to say he couldn't have, like, it's not live nips, it's just new nips. So if he had a vault of T nip picks, I think that plays, Steve.
I got to ask you, Jerry, and this is for the floor, honestly.
Yeah.
The difference between getting that photo when it's live versus it just being something kind of banked. Let's just say, hypothetically, if we were to receive something like this over the course of our lives, you want it to be live, right? Yeah. You don't want it to be, oh, this is from a couple weeks ago and I have it left over.
Talking about boobs?
Let's just say, hypothetically speaking.
Nobody would ever complain, though. You'd take them.
It's not about complaining. It's just about a difference between the live one and the one that's just been sitting in the camera roll. That's all I'm saying, T.
Right.
T.
All I'm saying, girl 101 here. You never actually take the picture in the moment. You have them on file to send when you need to.
Cool.
What Steve's describing is like the emotion, that triple you just saw in that moment. Said, God damn it, am I horned up and you need to see this. That's I know I was just on your mind versus like, oh, here's yesterday's newspaper if you want to finish the crossword puzzle, you freak.
There's
all
a
I'm
big
gonna
difference.
say is I did not want to be at a restaurant during the game. I was trying to be a good person and try to put myself out there.
How do you
try to show that I can do things while the Red Sox are on? I failed. I fucked up, I think, and I feel bad that I let people down. Because I felt guilty afterwards.
I think
because I've never done that before, not one time. Thank you, I appreciate that.
I think I'm like kind of on your side, but I think if it were a canned, never before seen Nips for Trips pick, I don't think I would have cared, but it was only slightly different than the last one. Like like you did.
Damn it, dude. Who compared the pictures?
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not going to suspend you for it. I think you've learned your lesson here today that the people want fresh nips. I think you've always known that people want fresh nips, but
you sitting in the booth at Yard House just shirt off would be so funny. Like that's
hilarious.
The part you're missing. That's such a funnier pick. You with also, a yard of ale.
T, I know there's an element of this where you hit send and you're like, I hope the boys don't notice because like this
I swear to God. So I was at the table and like I start freaking out and Martha starts trying to explain to her mother why I'm freaking out. She's like
going crazy, man. Like this is really concerning.
Because initially I asked Martha if we could go into the parking garage to take a quick flick. We're sitting there and like the drinks are coming and there's a lot kind of flying left and right. And then she's trying to tell her mom like, no, he needs to. Just like there's food, there's appetizers. The waitress won't shut the fuck up.
This guy's just having a normal dinner. It's like there's so much going on. Like there's people coming into the restaurant. They're leaving the restaurant.
We have appetizers. The fucking waitress. We have waters.
She came to the table like 5 times in 10 fucking minutes. Like, and everyone's like, where's the picture? Where's the picture? And the fucking waitress won't shut the fuck up.
Oh my God.
Eventually asking for my order like a fucking moron. Like, you should know
this bitch is asking me, like, how's the steak? And I'm like, shut the fuck up.
I had a lot of shit going on and I didn't want to disappoint. And I was like,
a very standard amount of shit going on.
No, it was crazy. It was a movie.
We had forks.
The most normal dinner experience ever. And you're just like,
it was you
Masters weekend.
It looked so calm. Like there was not chaos going on at all.
Did that make the stream? Was that part of it or no?
I don't think it. I think that was pre-stream.
Okay, because I got out and I was like, okay, people will understand I was at dinner, and then nobody fucking understood. Not single one.
So much stuff was going on, man. Like, what do you expect me to do there?
Can I ask?
How do you want another drink? Can I speak to your manager? You cunt. The fuck is your problem?
Just read the fucking room.
Fucking slut.
How does Martha feel about Nips for Trips?
I'd call her indifferent.
Yeah.
She definitely doesn't like because I get nervous when I need to take a picture and sometimes she has to hold the camera. And like I don't like the way she takes pictures of my body.
There's a lot of things you don't like about Martha.
I love Martha. She's the greatest.
She is the greatest.
She's the greatest. She just sucks sometimes.
You think it's the photographer, not the model? You think that's the issue?
Yeah.
When I get in front of the mirror, I start cooking, bro. It's 1 or 2 flicks. When she starts flicking, it's 10 or 15.
Damn. Well,
I just look fatter in her room. I look fat in her room. Her room has small things in it.
Yeah.
Dude, there's something about the dimensions of the room that just
That
make me look
Willy
like a
Wonka
whale.
ass mirror in her room does me dirty every time.
Yeah.
I swear, man, those curtains, I just look like a whale. Those are behind me.
He's got these tiny ass nightstands that make me look like an Oompa Loompa.
The TV from The Office. Like, god damn, I look huge in there.
Yeah. Well, you know what,
Something
T?
about looking big in a room is hilarious. Oh,
Say
T,
something
I love
nice about Martha here.
What'd you say?
it. I think he heard. I think he
I
heard.
didn't hear. What'd you say?
Yeah. He's trying to buy himself.
He's
some
buying time to think of something nice about his girlfriend.
Yeah. Say something nice
No,
about
no.
Martha, T.
Oh, that's what you said.
Yeah.
No, Martha is the only person who will deal with my weirdness and actually show love and gratitude and understanding towards it and make me feel safe and understood and respected. And that means the world to me.
I don't do that.
That was a tough one.
I don't show you. I don't accept you and love you and show gratitude for who you are as a person, T. That's crazy. I think
I thought
Coley
you were
and
reaching
Steve
for the
do, too.
claps there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think all I do is show gratitude, love, and appreciation for you, and I let you be you. So that's it was a nice compliment to Martha, but it was insulting to me. As someone who
That's
has
big for
supported you
Martha,
since,
though.
since day. Yeah, huge for Martha, but yes.
Big for M-Dog.
Yep.
Shit photographer, great gal.
Mm-hmm.
It's different, J-Dog, though. She
That
she
room.
lets me be a man. Like, you know, I have to do it in my manly way.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm more of like a little brother at times.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
But when I'm with her, she knows who's in charge,
Oh, wow. That's
who's calling the shots.
Yeah, her.
She knows it's her.
yeah.
Yeah.
But she likes that, so I default to let her
Yeah.
handle shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what
In
I
that
like?
room that makes you look like a whale. Yeah, what do you got, Jerry?
I don't even like. I love the Underdog Fantasy app.
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah. MLB season's here. And Underdog Fantasy wants to make it a lot more interesting. Underdog Fantasy is the easiest place to play fantasy sports. Playing their pick'em game is as simple as selecting higher or lower on player stats like strikeouts, total bases, home runs, and so much more. I can attest to how easy it is because I do it every day now. I put out my picks. I pretty much only do total bases. You know, I don't have the balls to do. I will do a day once a week, maybe where I do like some home run chasing. But for the most part, it's total bases. Make entries of all baseball, or you can mix and match across your other favorite sports. You can win up to 100 times your money, and it's a ton of fun. Make sure you sign up with the promo code Jared. That's JARED to get up to $1,000 in bonus credits and a special pick on Underdog. That's Underdog Fantasy promo code Jared. Listen, first of all, want to give a shout out to the listeners. We reached 60,000 followers on Twitter, I believe today or yesterday at some point recently. That's a big deal, 60K. I also want to give a shout out to the listeners because if you're listening to a podcast about the Boston Red Sox after they lose a series to the Chicago White Sox, give yourself a round of applause. That's very big of you guys to do that. And I get it. You know, it's coming off a win, you know, anytime, which is huge for us. Anytime that the Red Sox win coming into the pod, happy flight, happy pod. We love that. But they did, however, lose a series to the Chicago White Sox, who I don't know if you've heard are the worst team in professional sports, like over the last 2 years here. So it's very embarrassing. It's not what you want from your baseball team. But I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. But can I do some silver lining talk? Can I do a little bit?
Go for it.
Please.
Okay. So here's where I'm at on the silver linings. The silver linings are you're 8-9. That's bad. That's a losing record. Correct, T?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's bad. I don't care so much about the record because people were like, oh, because I was tweeting that if you get fucking swept by the White Sox, it's the worst thing in the world. And I stand by that. But like, oh, what happened to all the it's April talk? It can be April. This is to the fire core of, you know, fire everyone, trade this guy, season's over, to that crowd. If you're shutting it down after this many games, I'm not with you. I think you can sit there over this past week when the Red Sox hit 0 home runs up until TS10 hit one today to get off the schneid for the Red Sox. Didn't hit a home run all week. They're averaging whatever it is, fucking 1.8 runs per game. I'm sure the math is there somewhere, but they didn't score any runs all week since putting up 18 against St. Louis last Sunday. All that's bad. That's terrible. But a little bit of big picture talk here. You're only a game and a half out of first place. The AL East has been dog shit. And take it from me, I know dog shit as of recent. The Yankees are 8-7. The Blue Jays are 9-7. You're 8-9. Like you're still in it. Like in years past, and Lou talked about this on the.
You're still in it. It's hilarious.
Still in it.
Well, I mean,
they're still alive, guys. There's still
45 to go.
Lou mentioned the point on the broadcast the other day. Like when fucking Tampa, what year was that? 23, 22, one of those years. Like they got off to like a 20-4 start, and it's like, all right, you're out of it. If you're 8-9. And someone in the division fucking goes 20-2. Well, guess what? You're 90 games back in first place, and it's not even Easter yet.
And they didn't even win the division, though, right?
No,
I'm pretty sure the O's won the division when the Rays started like that.
Yeah, so that must have been 23. That was 23.
Yeah.
But I mean, things could be worse. It's if you're gonna suck, it's good that everyone else is either suck or mediocre, and that's essentially what this division has been. Even the 9-7 first place Blue Jays have a +3 run differential. Like no one is setting the world on fire. The Yankees have a +18 run differential. That's pretty much all from like beating the shit out of the Brewers that one weekend.
Brewers game.
Yeah, like that's it. So no one is playing well in the American League East, you included. So like don't pat yourself on the back too hard, but also don't be too hard on yourself at the same time. Like you haven't played good baseball yet. It hasn't been fun to watch the Boston Red Sox. Today, yeah, like watching Garrett Crochet do his thing was fucking great. Watching Trevor Story, not just today, but to this point, what is it, a 126 runs created plus? You can, it's a podcast to you.
Same as Alex Bregman.
Yep. Yes. Okay.
You're lagging. Don't look at me. Don't give that to me right now. You're the one lagging.
I'm lagging.
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit.
Choppy. I would call it choppy.
Oh, that's weird.
We've had 2 cutouts.
It is rare from you.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I have to reset my router or something. But either way, all that to say, things could be worse. It's not great right now. It's not great, but things could be much, much worse. So you have to.
Right now in the AL East, look at it. The 2 teams in front of you, they're 5-5 over their last 10 like you are, and the 2 teams behind you are 3-7. Over the last 10 games, there's not a team over 500 in the division.
Yeah, this is all valid. They got to score more runs. It's not rocket science, right? Like they scored 2 runs a game against the Chicago White Sox. That's pathetic. Like that really can't happen. Game 2, you get a couple runs there, and then that was it. Today, it honestly felt like the Story double was going to be it. That felt like all they were going to get. They only add 1 more run, so it's whatever. You win 3-1 because of Crochet. But yeah, they've scored 2.9 runs per game outside of the Cardinals series. So that's basically been the issue this season. And Jerry already mentioned it, but you're a win behind the Jays, who are in first place in the AL East. Like I'm not in like super silver lining territory right now, but I'm not going to lie. I don't feel that bad after the series, which is weird. You should feel worse after losing a series to the Chicago White Sox, but they've won 4 straight series finales. And I probably put too much into that because that's recording day and it gives us a little, pep in our step for when we're doing a 3-hour pod. But yeah, I don't feel that bad, honestly, considering that they just lost 2 out of 3 to one of the worst teams of all time.
Coley.
It's like hard to do silver linings, and it's hard to be like out as well. Because even when they were 7-9, it's like, this sucks. I don't care for this, and I just want to see like some care, some will. Like when you're not, because it's not like they're rocketing balls that are getting caught in the outfield. They're largely all like pre-shoulder injury Masataka Yoshida. Like they're just grounding out.
Like and Lou did it a little bit, and I saw it on Twitter too. It's like, all right, hard contact, fine. If hard contact with outs, I really don't care. But this means they're about to get going. It's like, then get going. Like let's go. Like come on.
Like,
if you're lining out the guys, I understand it, but it's like it gets used so much to the point of like, no, I don't want us to go to that silver line. Like, okay, hard contact, that's fine, but it's like, let's actually start finding some gaps and hitting some homers.
They're second in hard hit percentage in all of baseball right now behind the Cubs.
Cool. I'm thrilled. Like I love, but there's no lift.
Cool.
Like you agree, they're not launching the ball at all.
Launch
like,
angle, they're middle of the league.
Like Devers, even Story, his second at bat, he lined out to center. I was like, all right, at least he's seeing the ball well. Like those 2 guys, they're seeing the ball well. I believe it for them. Casas hitting like one hoppers to second every time does not give me a lot of confidence that like he's about to start lifting it tremendously. Now,
lazy
the rest of his
flyouts to
career
left.
does. The rest of his career leads me to that point. But right now, like the Firefoxy people, is he telling them to hit it directly in front of the plate, like aim right there? Like, I don't think so. Like, I think they're all in kind of awkward spots, honestly. I don't think like air's been completely cleared. And that goes to Breslow, that goes to Cora, that goes to the new guy, because like, yeah, Devers has been fine for the most part. He just isn't playing third anymore. And I don't know that that's completely dissipated. Casas was traded 1,000 times this offseason. And I don't know that his immediate boss or the one above him want him here. Now he's an adult. He's going to start playing. But I think in his mind, he's like, if I just play well, that's more of a reason for them to trade me. Like I don't know if I want to be here. I think they've got a lot of that shit going on. Duran, what's his OBP right now, Tyler? It's below 300 still?
Definitely low.
Great. Yeah, I think he had one hit today.
Hey, hitting the
top
ball
of the
hard.
lineup. Yeah, everyone, they're drilling the ball.
292.
I can't have that for my leadoff guy. And I feel like and this is like way too early too, but if he's not a 7-win player like he was last year at the top of your lineup, I think we have to drastically recalculate what we thought about the top of the lineup.
Yeah, I'm not overly concerned about Duran as much as I am, say, a Tristan Casas or something like that, because he's hitting the ball hard if you kind of look at the metrics and his defense to start the year.
According to you.
No, not all of them. There's certain
it.
guys you go through there and you look at the Savant page and it's
baseball.
And it's concerning. But I think it was also telling from Cora against a lefty that he decided to sit Duran and say, hey, I didn't sit you a single time last year. Take a breather here and try to reset, because I think that is one of the weaknesses you're going to see. You put a lefty on the mound, they're going to have trouble like they did a year ago, essentially. And that's still a concerning problem for this lineup.
Well, you need hot starts, too. They got to start scoring runs earlier in games. I was looking it up because the amount of times, during watching the games this week that I look at the score bug and it just says 0-0 with the 4th or the 5th inning. 4 of the games this week were 0-0 in the 5th inning. Let's get going. Let's get these bats hot earlier. Understand it's cold and all that. You're not going to have that excuse in Tampa coming up here. But some early runs, make the starters feel a little bit more comfy. But overall, I actually have felt really good about the rotation. We'll obviously get into the Fitz thing, which sucked. But, they're giving you games that you got to capitalize on. They're giving you starts that are putting you in position to win these ball games. Not scoring early, having to rely on the one big swing as the game goes on. You're putting yourself in a big time lose situations consistently every night. And that's kind of what it felt like all week.
And it's also the errors. Like you commit 5 errors on Friday.
0 errors today.
Five errors in one ball game. And I know 2 of them were on catcher's interference. But to me, that's not bad luck. That's even more embarrassing to me that you can't keep your fucking catcher's mitt without getting hit by a bat or whatever it be. Blake Sable, who terrifying to watch anytime.
Can you tell me he was Yogi Berra?
That's what I said.
Pretty sure you said
no, his
that.
pop time. We were very anti his pop time. I just wanted I thought his athleticism and bat would be better, and he did hit one. So credit to him. Shout out Bert Sable.
We did say last episode the 14 for 14 thing at AAA, right? That was on here.
Oh yeah, mention that.
Yeah. I mean, I've never seen a catcher like reach back to his shoe tops to throw it. Like this guy. He just won't throw it. It's insane.
I mean, his pop time's the same as Yasmani Grandal too, so it's the exact same pop time.
But Grandal's like a professional hitter.
Sable also, like he's been dreadful in a small sample, but let's not act like the Red Sox employ a single catcher that can throw at a base runner, because they don't.
Narvaez can throw behind someone on first.
That's the one thing that he's done. Like he hasn't thrown
sure.
Yeah, like they can't.
That's more than anyone else can say.
I guess that doesn't. I don't know. The catching
we don't throw
tandem
people
is
out.
not what you want.
That's why they were sniffing around on Sean Murphy trades. They knew, and it makes, as Coley's talked about, we talked about it during the offseason, the fact that you didn't chase any of these really solid number 2 catchers. You see Carson Kelly right now. Can you imagine if you had Carson Kelly on this team, how much better you'd feel? Or, Kyle Higashioka, you can name Travis Darno, whoever. Like any of those guys would have given you so much more security. Instead, you're hoping Yasmani Grandal, who showed up today to Worcester and was like, I didn't have a spring training. I didn't have nothing. They told me I better be fucking ready in the next 2.5 weeks or I'm out. That's who you're, pushing on and depending on.
Well, love it.
I love it. Yeah, it happens. I don't even think I want to do the notes for this series, if we're being honest.
I'm totally fine with that.
Oh, this is what I was going to say before we got caught up in that. How often do we have a guy on second, but only with 2 outs? Like, do we ever have someone at second with less than 2 outs? There's no way to even like maybe get that guy over.
That was like the story
series.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, constantly. It was always with 2 outs. And then it was somebody up that you expected to do absolutely nothing every single time. Yeah.
Nothing.
No, to your Duran point, that's a guy that they would benefit a lot from getting going more. And some of those hits are also just because of his speed, which is part of his package, of course.
Sure.
But at the same time, like they're getting back to the top of the lineup, and you don't have that same feeling right now when Jaron comes up to the plate. So I do expect that he'll start getting on a stretch here, but they need those hits desperately. A lot of those have come with 2 outs. So that's been tough.
I do want to note though about the notebook because and T knows this, the 2 years that we did name redacted, which would have been what, 22 and 23. So there is a trend now in the years where the Red Sox have been disappointing, where when the Red Sox start to lose, the Section 10 Reddit starts to bitch about the podcast. And I'm here to tell you right now, I do not give a fuck about what you have to say. Your criticisms, I will do it more. Just know that. Anytime that you complain about something, I'm going to do it more. So with that being said, I will be playing the weather song 5 times on this show. 5 times.
I don't know why you look at the Section 10 Reddit anymore. It's never like you come on here like, great point made on the Section 10 Reddit.
Steve,
it's always like, these fucks.
Nope.
I'm telling you, Steve, it was a good week for you not to look at the Reddit because for some reason, the world was angry at you in ways. It was an all-time week.
All right, now I'm curious.
Yeah, why would you say that?
Jared, will you confirm?
Yeah.
What did I do? Tell me what I did. Was it because of this song?
Everything. Anything and everything. It was insane. Caught in a tornado, get smoked by your neighbor shade. With a look ahead. With a look ahead. Billy's gummy bears. Show up with your mouth.
I don't know what they were mad about with Steve, if we're being honest. But the reason why I go on there is because people have questions.
Tell me, T. Now I want to know.
I swear to God, it wasn't a concentrated thing. Like, it was just like people debating about you. Like, do you like Steve? Do you hate Steve? And then there was a post
that happens on the Reddit. That's fine. I got no problem with that.
There was an overarching post that was like, I like Steve. I love everything about him. And it dominated, like it got over 100 upvotes or whatever you call it. So
there we go.
The people came to support you in the end.
There we go. I mentioned this on Tie in the Eighth, and sorry I'm kind of cutting off your Reddit thing, Jared, but there's more feedback now than there ever has been, whether it's on Twitter, I guess now hearing on Reddit. I got no problem with what anybody says. If you think I suck, like that's fine. That's all good.
Steve,
I think earlier on,
I don't think you suck.
No, I appreciate that. But, I think I've stayed pretty consistent. But earlier on, like in the earlier, before with Section 10, the pre-T days, I cared a lot more about that stuff and would look at like our iTunes feedback and like all the reviews and sift through it. And then maybe reach out to those people of like, what do you think I can do to like get better? Like, what's wrong? Like, what? And it's like, you start doing that, you lose your mind. So
that's crazy.
If you think I suck, that's good. If you think I'm great, I appreciate you.
Steve, here's my honest opinion, Steve.
Thanks.
You don't suck, but like, you're not Dan. Like, come on.
No, come on. The fact that you had to like slowly present that as if I didn't know that was your opinion.
I don't know. I feel bad saying it because you've been
saying it you've been consistent. Yeah. You've said it from the jump.
Yeah, but you'll never be Dan. But
no, I know.
Yeah,
just trying to get at least a Peralta of the week. I'm trying to sneak one of those in there.
Doesn't feel like that's in the cards, but I'm rooting for you. And again, it's out of my hands anyway. It's not something that I don't even have a vote. Like that's just something that's that's handled elsewhere by a third party. But
and maybe this is me campaigning, by the way. Hey, if you don't like me, if you like me, I love all you guys. I think you guys are great. Mm-hmm. So there you go.
Wow. Peralta of the week candidate, Steve Peralta. Mm-hmm. So I had Coley.
I checked the Reddit because I never go on there either because I have kids and a family.
I have kids and a family too. What the fuck?
Me too.
Now, but you didn't up until very recently, and before that you were there. Like it's already part of your day to day.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It's been 2 years.
but I went to see all like the Steve slander, which doesn't really exist. I don't know. Tyler's in a different Reddit.
T just has a separate
just
Reddit where
keep
it's like, I think T started this whole thing. Is Steve good? Is Steve good? Like,
when there's 3 posts being like, I like Steve, that's because there was a post earlier in the week of, someone trying to rip Steve to shreds, which was not a good post. I don't even understand what they were saying. But like, for some reason, people were mad at Steve.
Bad post, and it's just Story's revenge against Coley tour 2025. I don't want to hear Coley say anything good about Story. Like, I haven't been the fucking leader of that parade.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck are people talking about?
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
I love all you guys. You guys are great.
I love all you guys.
I love you.
Yeah, but just know that if you complain about something, I will do it more. So, best to just shut the fuck up.
I love you guys, but shut the fuck up. All right.
It's because I know what it is. I have a large enough sample size. And again, it goes back to the name redacted era where the Red Sox were mediocre to disappointing in 22, 23, 24, 25 now. And whenever they start playing poorly, that's when they complain about the show. So I don't take it personally. It's just they don't. I know them better than they know themselves. They are upset that the team is not performing to their expectations, and they're like, you know what? Fuck this podcast, man. It's like, all right. I don't take it personally, but don't come at me with that because I'll just keep doing what you're saying that I shouldn't do. Anyways,
that should look very interesting tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. The first game of this series was the only game I believe I took notes, because once I got to like the second game, I was very just like, no, wait, did I? Yeah, no, I only took the 11th. Okay. For loving the Blake Sable era so far, 4-6-3 double play. That was in the second inning. Tyler hyped this guy up. He was like, he's the best. He's stank.
I called for him, to be fair. I was the one who called for him.
I legit said last podcast he can't throw anyone out. How am I getting blamed for this?
Anyways, losing to the White Sox is a unique kind of pain. That was a 2-run double to make it 2-0 White Sox in the second. Casas is stinking up the joint, T. E3 should have been a double play. That was in the fourth with a star next to it. This was the game that we got our fucking asses kicked. And Casas even said after the game, he's like, I know that error didn't cost us the game, but it sure changed the trajectory. Like the butterfly effect. He's like, if I make that play, then maybe the game just takes a completely alternate course and who knows what happens from there. But that Casas error in the fourth inning that should have been a double play, it extended the inning. Your thoughts, Tyler Milliken?
It was a horrendous play, and I'll go one play before that. Chase Mydroth's first hit. He should have had that ball as well. It just completely went underneath his glove, and he did the Casas thing. When he knows he messes up a defensive play, he kind of looks down at the glove and keeps it moving. In the third inning, on the offensive side of things, fucking cutter right down the dick, man. A pitch that he usually destroys for 400 feet, pops it right out to center field or whatever it was with multiple guys on base. This felt like the first game where things really started to weigh on him a little bit between not coming through in a big spot there. It was his final game in that cleanup spot. And then the two defensive errors.
He sounded very sad after the game.
He did. You could see it was weighing on him. And that's why, I've bitched a lot about Cora sitting him against lefties. I didn't bitch the next day because I felt like he needed the day. Because you could just see by the end of it, it was Rafael Devers-esque, where the errors, they start showing up visibly on his face. He's struggling to hit. And, we're into the season now. It's been 2.5 weeks. It has not been a smooth ride for him whatsoever. And that's kind of where we are with Tristan Casas right now, where we've been through these rough Septembers before. It doesn't make it any easier for us to watch or for him to kind of push through. You just hope he's going to come out of it. And I do think there were some signs today that we're on to a better side of things.
That's the thing with Casas is it never got to Rafael Devers' nuclear, this is atrocious level, but the errors have been bad. And also he'll go 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, but then he'll get a hit in the 9th inning when they're down by 9 runs. So it's I'm still he
had another 9th inning hit today. It's okay, these don't really count, but fine.
Yeah. Like that's what he'll do is like most of his hits, I would imagine, are after the game has been decided and it's like late and whatever. And like, I don't want to get too nitpicky. I don't care. Like when you get your hits, fine, whatever. If you're seeing the ball well, then do your thing. But I can't remember if it was, I want to say it was after the first game. Cora was asked about, is there going to be a team meeting? Are you going to speak to the room? Are you going to switch up the lineup? And when he got asked about switching up the lineup, he said, you can't panic and it's too soon to do something like that. But then 2 games later, we see Casas get dropped in the lineup, which is the right call at this point. The way that Willier's been swinging it. And even today, like Willier hit a fucking rocket. Was that in the first inning where it just got caught down the first baseline? So I completely agree with the lineup change, just dropping Casas down. We're not there yet. Like today's lineup, I saw it and I was like, okay, but it's not like this is the one. And
no,
what is there a combination that would satisfy me more than today's lineup? Yeah. But I don't think that we're going to sit here, see a Red Sox lineup drop and be like, this is it until Roman Anthony gets called up, which probably won't be for another month.
I also think when you're talking Casas as a whole, I think most people, when you're putting this lineup together, you expect him to be in that 4 or 5 spot with the power and what he brings to that lineup, because that's something they need. I love Wilyer Abreu, but have we seen Wilyer Abreu be a cleanup hitter worthy player over a course of a season before? We haven't. We've seen Casas be that guy for half a season. We've seen Wilyer Abreu do it for 2.5 weeks. And right now that is the right move. And I think when you saw Casas today, he didn't walk for a week. Not a walk. This is a guy who's had a walk percentage over 10, close to 12% since he got to the big leagues. Didn't walk for a week. That's the most telling sign of a player that's pressing and pushing. He was getting away from his game. To see him work that walk today, I think that was maybe even more encouraging than the single. And he also played good defense too. But if you're talking the best possible lineup, Trevor Story in the 5-hole, I think you can have that conversation even with today's game. There's still a lot of concerning things there with the K rate and the chase rate. Christian Campbell's probably bumped up into that number 5 spot because he still has not had a game this year where he hasn't reached base. That sounds something you would love to have in the middle of that lineup.
But then I always look at everybody on this roster as like, what fuels your confidence? Like, what side of the ball is what gets you going? Like for Rafaela, a great catch could probably get him going at the plate. Like that's the thing that's going to lead his charge. For Tristan Casas, no, it hasn't at all. Yeah. He had that one good game. Saturday he was decent. But for Tristan Casas, it's the bat. It's the bat that's going to give him confidence. He starts getting going at the plate. You got to think he's in a better headspace for a guy that's always in his head about everything in the field. That error in game 1 was like Looney Tunes stuff. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? The ball flies out of his hand. That just can't happen. Like, I don't care what the field situation is. I don't care what the weather is. And then you had one from, I know we're not Winkowski guys at all, but like, and this isn't excusing a bad throw to first base, but he just, he's your guy. Mm-hmm. But Casas just kind of like half-ass picked it, and it just looked terrible. It's like, bro, come on, make that play. Like, make that play. And so I genuinely think that he's hitting 185 on the season. He's got 4 extra base hits and 54 at-bats, 19th percentile in hard hit percentage. I looked that up because it just felt like he's not hitting the ball well at all.
Can't hit a righty.
When the hell is he in the 19th percentile below in hard hit percentage? So that happening, I think, has fueled in the opposite way his fielding and his ability to kind of, be in a good place mentally out there at first.
Totally.
I wouldn't have sat him Saturday specifically because he's hitting 714 against lefties this year. That's why I would have put him back out there. Like, you don't get to sit and sulk and like you go back out there and you fix this. Saturday, I don't know. That was the angriest I've been at Cora in a while. Not even just because of that, but just the complete, like, it felt like no one cared that day. And when no one cares, that's when I start looking at the manager, because the umps have been bad. The umps are always going to be bad. If your guys aren't going to light the fire at a certain point, you can too. And I thought early when Bregman was staring, looking back at the ump, I thought early he could have went out there, got tossed. And we had people say to us, like, we need him later in the game. He then challenged to play that didn't need to be challenged. I know Steve thought he was off the bag. They were never going to overturn that. And then Chapman struck out Luis Robert 3 times in that at bat. All 3, they got to a 3-3 count on 6 straight strikes. And that's the game winning run. I feel like if you get tossed early, you get those calls and you're probably up by more because the guys wake up.
with the core thing, and I think people always want us to talk about AC more. You bring up a good point, Coley, because I'm always curious of when is he going to like put his foot down over the course of the season. The doc is a great example of we don't know what goes on behind closed doors.
Big
we
time.
always assume like
1000%.
He's got to do this, he's got to do that. Well, you don't fucking know. Like we get intel, we don't know. So that's where we got to just take a step back and be like, all right, maybe he's talking to this guy, maybe he's talking to that guy. I will then counter that by saying I'm sick of hearing, oh, you know what pisses AC off the most? When they're poor defensively. Well, they've been poor defensively now for 3 years in a row. And when that game happens on Friday and you got the ball's flying all over the place, people are booting the ball. You're down 11-1 to the fucking Chicago White Sox. Like I was losing my mind on Friday and they had the same line again of like, this is what pisses Cora off. It's like, well, at some point I do expect AC to rip these guys and start cursing them out in the clubhouse. And I don't think it's later in the season. It should be now. Like we can't have another season of this. I know I said it last podcast, but if it keeps happening, like you got to put your foot down at some point because these are inexcusable errors. If you're making a couple here or there, maybe you can't reach first. One of these throws, fine. Guy doesn't pick it. Okay. But when you're doing little league stuff over and over again against the worst team ever, you now look like the worst team ever. That makes you look like trash. And it's happening way too, like every series now, this is happening, dating back to when Section 10 was going on in 2021, like the earlier iteration of the show. It's ridiculous that this is still happening at this frequent a rate.
I also think you're at a point now, Alex Cora, where the last couple of years you had young players in that clubhouse that you probably were trying to navigate. How do you get these guys through a season without ripping them to shreds or, building their confidence up? And some of them just unfairly due to roster construction or lack of investment being put in the field regularly. Now that isn't the case. Whether it's your Alex Bregman, your Trevor Story, whoever it may be, these guys have all been in the big leagues. You got longtime big leaguers. You got guys who are in their second and third year in the big leagues. You've played a full season. The way of your grading and the way of you handling them needs to be different than it was when they were rookies or when they were first year players. But it's these consistencies, right? And it's the same for Pete Fatsi with Cora and him. Certain characteristics of your team that have existed now for 3 to 4 years in a row are going to be highlighted or spotlighted even more. And that is sloppy defense. That is slow adjustments on offense. That is underperforming with runners in scoring position, Pete Fatsi, every single year. Those are the things that are going to get highlighted now because, there's a trend to all these things and you can't excuse it away with talent anymore because this roster is good enough where they should be beating the fuck out of the White Sox every single time they go and play them.
Jerry, do you expect defensively that they're going to improve? Like, I don't know if I can confidently put this in the bucket of like, oh, they'll get better. I can't get
especially the whole offseason, all we heard, and I don't mean to cut you off, but it was like, oh, Story's coming back. That'll fix it. Story's been great. Hasn't fixed it.
No.
It's not like a they thing. I think it's like a person by like, do I think like the catching defense is going to get better? No, I don't. Like the outfield,
even the sloppy stuff, just like the booting the ball, not picking it up when it's coming, it flying out of your glove. Just the
Raphael, the ball goes off his hand in center field.
Exactly. Like, that stuff. Like that needs to stop.
I think it'll
even
get
today, his
slightly better, but I don't think that they're just going to magically be this defensive juggernaut team. Like, I don't think that that's coming. No. I think like the defense at first base, like I don't expect to be wowed by that. Campbell, I think when like we've had the conversation about him at second base, it's like, is that like we're hoping for league average? Like that's what we're hoping for. But then, the left side of the infield, I think it's, you're going to get great defense. And Duran was a well above average defender in center field last year. So he'll be fine in left. And Raphael, we know what we're getting in center. Willier won the Gold Glove, right? Yeah, he won a Gold Glove last year.
Time.
You got 3 negative positions. Second, first, catcher.
Yeah. So that's, more or less what I...
Third's arm.
Yeah, right now.
Oh, Bregman.
No, he made a great play. He the ball that he barehanded.
His glove's great.
Yeah, but he's had some short throws, yes. But like that ball the other day where it was like a roller up along the line, he barehanded it and made the throw on the fly.
For a strike.
Yeah.
Romy made a nice pick on that. Wasn't that the one to his right a little bit where he came off? Right?
No,
yeah.
The barehand play he got in the air.
Yeah, that was in the air.
Romy did
have a good scoop this weekend, though. Yeah, okay. Yes, he only played Saturday. I I mean, he's had terrible throws to second too. It's not just about reaching first. His arm's been a negative. His range and his glove have been fantastic. His arm's been bad.
It's funny with Romy at first. Like, if he messes up, I don't really blame him because I'm like, we all know you're not a first baseman. Like, this isn't what you're. we all know this isn't what you're supposed to be doing, but appreciate that you're doing it. Give Tristan a breather here while we try to get him right.
Yeah.
I also do think the people that were looking at Casas' defense and ready to have a meltdown are completely okay with the idea of Roman Anthony learning the position at the big league level at the same time.
That's been quite the
I've never
topic
seen
last week.
It's ridiculous.
Is it the craziest
Yes.
topic ever?
To put him there straight out. If there's an injury and you're looking at a way to get by, maybe you consider it, you think about it. You're trying to win a World Series this year. You're going to have him learning first base on the go. Tell Ceddanne Rafael to get his fucking ass on the bench. That's where Roman Anthony plays. And a smart team would put Jarren Duran in center and Roman Anthony in left, but Cora doesn't seem to believe in that at this point in time.
Why?
Campbell learning second on the go here.
He wants Duran in left field.
That's not quite the same.
It's a little different. I know. I'm just trying to sprinkle something on there.
Why?
He was like
I
a
just
second
don't think it's the
baseman at
craziest. Like,
Georgia
I
Tech.
don't think it's the craziest idea of all time. But yeah, obviously, if you have the right side of your infield not comfy at those positions, that's not great.
Why is
We
he
did
so
it with
against
Schwarber.
Duran in center and Roman Anthony in left? Why?
Because he believes Duran's ability to handle the monster is something that is very important to them, and they don't want to keep shifting him back and forth throughout the
How
season.
many fucking balls go off the monster and are pivotal moments in the game? Compared
You're
to
talking to
balls that
someone
doesn't
who I've wanted Jarren Duran in center. He just was a Gold Glove finalist out there. I think he's more comfortable out there as we've seen some of the early struggles this year coming in on the ball and stuff like that. But that was Cora's epiphany when he decided that Christian Campbell was going to get time in center field too.
Yeah.
Didn't agree with it then. Don't agree with it now.
Well, do we feel like Duran, and I think like who reads the monster? Well, historically, does Duran even come to mind?
no,
no.
he doesn't stick
You
out to
even
me
saying
like
that sounded wrong. I'm like, is this true?
Yeah. I can't think of a single instance where I was like, man, did he play that bounce perfect? Like, no,
No.
I'm sure he has, but I can't think of like
I mean,
Manny
he always,
did it all
like-
the time.
Yeah,
Duran and left
Manny was the guy.
consistently looks like, yeah, he can do it. Is he the top option in the bigs to play that position? No, he's not. But if anything, he's doing it and then being supportive of Rafael in center. Like, you tip your cap for that. But I don't think of Jarren Duran as like, but this guy's built to play that monster. Like, absolutely. Like, no, he's fast and he's adjusting, and that play down the line still gets him. And he's aware that the ball comes back and it can fool you. But I think he's fine. He's fine.
We're also not going to sit here and pretend like the Red Sox don't know what they're going to do when Roman Anthony gets called up, right? It's not like they're like,
well aware.
yeah, like they know what the plan is. They're not going to say it until they need to, and they're probably not even going to say it when they need to. They're just going to do it.
They just did this with third and second. We know what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know.
He's going to be in the lineup playing that position. They're like, I don't know. Hey, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, call it.
Is there a decent chance Devers is our best first baseman? At this point, I think I'm in on that because Casas has been bad his whole life at first. Like he's always been a negative outs above average guy. I don't think he's tremendously rangy. I've been against Devers at first, but at this point, like Casas may just be a DH.
Do you believe Devers would be better? And you're also factoring in, if you believe in Casas' bat, him not being in the lineup, or would you DH him at that point?
He just
I would just
DH.
swap him. Yeah.
He would be the DH, yeah.
Devers
But
is
then,
another
the
guy who's
impact
never
that
played
has
the
on
position.
Raffy, I don't know. Yeah,
We've done this
we've had
with
that combo.
Schwarber, and it was
Yes. And it was funny. But the minute something
want
goes
funny.
wrong
We
or
did
it
it with
bites you,
Hanley.
We're
We
missing
did-
the
we've done
funny,
it quite a few times.
defender on the team. Everyone needs
Yeah,
one.
right now, none of this is funny. I don't know if you're laughing it up
I
at home.
know.
I'm not. I'm like very angry watching these games. Even today, they won. I'm like, it doesn't even feel like a full win. Like, yeah, Crochet should beat the White Sox. Congrats. Like, that should have been a bigger blowout.
It was super unfunny today. Super unfunny weekend for the Red
Ah,
Sox. We're just trying to
painfully
get a little
unfunny
more.
season.
Like I didn't
Little more
need the
funny.
only win of the series against the White Sox to be Garrett Crochet flirting with a perfect game and a no-hitter going into the eighth and Chapman blowing 101 to narrowly defeat the White Sox.
Right.
Like, that's
I mean,
not
barely
bad.
getting by the Whitlock inning when he comes in. Like
Yeah.
that felt like they were about to give up the lead. 100%.
fuck that hump, man. Fuck
that
that,
was
hump.
just-
That was the worst
That was
call of all
strikeout.
time.
Yeah.
I was looking at the screen. I'm like, okay, I got to be the idiot here. Like, what happened? Is it Nesson? That was in the zone, not that far from the middle of the strike zone. I don't know what the fuck that guy was.
There's
looking.
always
one of the worst
of those a year.
But that was. Tell me that was not egregious. There's other ones that are
It was
on the
egregious.
edge. I was screaming at the TV.
Yeah,
That was
there's
crazy.
always a handful of those every single year. And the fact that Whitlock didn't.
Oh, I thought you were going to say game. Okay, year. Yeah, year it plays.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like that's one I'll remember this year. That's how bad it was.
Yeah. But to everyone else's point, I agree. Like I think I haven't felt even the walk-off at home. I was like the last couple of Red Sox victories, I haven't been able to feel good about. It's like you had the walk-off on a fielder's choice, and then you needed your ace to go out there and flirt with a no-hitter against the fourth worst offense in baseball, and you had to deploy your closer and use a high leverage reliever. It's like, what are we doing here? Just to protect a 3-1 lead, and you didn't even get that third run until what was it? The fucking ninth?
It was the ninth. Yeah. The biggest lead they had on the White Sox all series was a 2-run lead.
Yeah.
Like that is pathetic.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Can't happen.
Crazy.
Love it.
The most runs we scored in a game was 3, right?
Yeah. Oh, the bats woke up in the finale.
I went 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, twice. Or no, just
No,
once. Yeah.
And,
1, 2, 3.
And like, I mean, it's a compliment to him, but they were driven in by the same fucking guy.
Games 2 and 3 were either Rafaela did all the work or Story did all the work. That's it.
Yeah.
Romy had a RBI in that Rafaela.
He drove in Rafaela, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Romy's been pretty good this year.
He's been raking.
I mean,
to his credit.
he's hitting like 400, 500, something like that.
Raking's so good that Core lets him face righties.
Dude, I thought that first Story ball was smoked. When they went to the right field and this guy's like not really sure how to play it because the wind there is crazy. I thought that was going to be middle of the bleachers, even with the wind coming in, but still needed the double either way. But yeah, that probably should have been a 2-homer game for Trevor Story.
Oh, it was.
We'll count it.
Yeah. I think, what did TC say on the post game?
Yeah, 15 feet.
15
knocked it
feet,
down.
baseball,
Something like
Also
that.
15 feet. Yeah.
It was a homer in 11 out of 30 ballparks.
There you go. Yeah.
Even with it getting knocked down.
Yeah. So I'm counting it. 2-homer day for Trevor Story. Congratulations, Colin.
This is a stupid question. For the homer in the other ballparks, they don't factor in like what the wind did to it, right? Like that's because StatCast is factoring in wind. So would they also factor that into the projected home
distance.
run?
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, I have a big
That'd be
problem
next level
with
if
that.
they're weighing the wind on every park that day. It's like, yeah, that would have been gone there.
Steve, I don't think they're factoring in near enough when they do that. They're always like, this is a home run at right field at Yankee Stadium, or this is a home run and 29 parks except Colorado. And I go, except Colorado? It would have been an issue in Colorado. I feel like we're not accurately representing what happened here. This definitely would have been gone in Colorado.
Speaking of
1000%.
Colorado, did not score a run against the Padres this weekend.
That's
Hey,
tough.
Yeah, no, they
Debuted the new jerseys, right? Or at least announced the new City Connects. That's
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah, that's not great. Do we want to talk about the middle game?
Yeah.
Well, we got to talk about Dick Fitz.
Shut out
Oh,
Rafael.
yeah. It's unfortunate.
What is
That's
it?
my thought on the Fitz thing.
It's a
That
peck?
sucks.
Right peck.
Right.
Oh, we'll never see him again.
MRI tomorrow where they're going to let everyone know how serious it is.
He's
I guess.
He's absolutely done.
Well,
would be
that being
sad.
said, though, T, what's the update on Brian Bayo?
Yeah. So Brian Bale last time out actually hitting 97.8.
Mm.
Unfortunately, Alex Cora confirmed even with Fitz going down that he's going to need one more rehab start before they bring him in. So we're probably looking at something like the 21st, 22nd.
How many pitches?
Before he's-
how many innings / pitches was his last outing?
He got into the fourth. They want him to get through 5 innings.
Okay, how many pitches did he throw?
I can give you the number right here.
Gonna add something real
Yeah,
quick.
Steve,
while
add
Steve's
something
looking
here
that
real
up.
quick.
I didn't factor this in nearly enough last year, and maybe it was because our guys, the top prospects were with the Sea Dogs, but they do a great job with the Woo Sox games. Are those like all broadcasted on NESN 360 or NESN Plus?
I believe so. Every time you go on there, I feel like now I just always have the game pulled up right before the Red
Yeah.
Sox game usually starts.
With the Sox starting at 7:40, I was putting the Woo Sox game on. They got a good crew. They got a good thing going on there. And then watching the Bayo start, he was a little bumpy out of the gates, but seemed to kind of settle down as it went on.
I could
Yeah,
see you
64
being
pitches.
a minor league broadcaster, Steve.
Oh, easily. I'm kind of stunned I didn't go down that path. I think if I
You
didn't reach
still
out to
could.
you, I probably I know. If I didn't reach out to you on LinkedIn, there's a chance that I'd be calling the Woo Sox games
I
right
think
now
you
instead
should
of
give it a
doing
go.
this.
Imagine Steve just calling like the Sea Dogs games. Just
I would love to do that.
Yeah.
That'd be great. I'm always, dude. and this is probably just because I love doing quote cards and all that. I'm always just like, as people are talking, thinking about, could this be a quote card? Like, I'm trying to take out the good stuff of what people say. And with the Woo Sox broadcast, I was like, this guy's smooth. He's not stumbling. He's saying stuff that could be on quote cards. They were doing a good job.
Shout
so
him
hopefully
out.
I could. I got to look the name up now. I don't know what his name was. I was just watching the game and he was really good. I'm going to find out, though. I'm going to find out. He was
shout
really
him
good.
out.
I'm going to shout him out, dude.
Shout him out. Yeah, that I could definitely see Steve just sitting in a broadcast booth, just making fun of the other team's last names.
Jim Cain. It was Jim Cain.
Jim
He was
Phil
really good.
Rizzuto, no shot.
Nah. He does not have a future in this game.
I'm following you back, Jim Cain. Good work.
Jim Cain.
Well done.
How do you spell that?
Humble brag.
C-A-I-N?
J-I-M-C-A-I-N. Yeah, I already had the Jim Cain follow. There you go. I mean, now we can easily just do the broadcast together. Follow him back.
Shout out to, I'm going to follow him back.
Follow him back. Everyone follow him back. @_ Jim
He's
Cain.
going to be like,
follow
what
him.
the hell happened? What?
I've been following Jim Cain for at least a year and a half.
Shout him out,
He's
T.
got a book on it. Oh, Jim Cain? I mean,
No,
this
I
guy
have.
started at
He can
UMass
confirm.
Boston, climbed up the ranks.
There he is.
Yeah, let's see what his path was. Jim Cain, LinkedIn. He's going to be really
UMass?
surprised when this happens.
UMass,
Where do you think he
Harvard,
went?
Holy Cross. He went to Emerson.
Look at this guy.
Okay.
Oh, Holy Cross. Go Satyrs. This
Oh,
guy's awesome.
There's jimcain.com.
Yeah, there is.
He's got a website?
Hello, my
It's a hell of a website.
my name is Jim
Wait,
Cain.
how old is this guy?
Let me read
He's
his fucking website. Welcome.
Go for his website.
My name is Jim Cain, and I am a sports play-by-play broadcaster. I am one of the play-by-play voices of the Worcester Red Sox, the AAA affiliate of the Boston Red Sox. I'm also the TV voice of the UMass women's basketball team. In addition, I broadcast various sports at UMass, Harvard, and Holy Cross. For the past 2 summers, I have called the Senior League World Series as part of ESPN's Little League World Series coverage. Here you can find samples of my work as well as ways to connect with me via Twitter, LinkedIn, email, and YouTube. There he is. Yeah,
Who's the guy? Jim Cain.
Jim Cain. That was a quick and easy follow for me. I'm just taking
Guess
it.
who else graduated from Emerson, Jared? You know this.
Emerson? Who?
You love this guy.
Dan Peralt.
Dan Peralt graduated from
Dan
Emerson. There
Peralt
you go.
went to Emerson?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
He was awesome at Emerson. There was an improv
Yeah.
troupe called Chocolate Cake City that he ran that was just like the funniest thing you've ever seen. He
Oh
was
my
great.
God. We gotta get some Chocolate Cake City footage on the
I mean,
YouTube
that's a
channel.
shirt.
I thought you were
Chocolate
going to say
Cake
shirt,
City?
Jerry. Yeah. Let's make Chocolate Cake City shirts.
Oh,
That'd
I
be
wear
incredible.
the shit out of one of those.
Oh, Triple C.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, shout out the Woo Sox broadcast. You guys do a great job. It was just like you got the same quality of, different camera angles and all that. I'm like, have I just been missing out on this?
Yeah.
And obviously it's a perfect time now with Roman Anthony, Marcelo Meyer, the whole thing. And Bayo making a start, Giolito down there. So it's a good time to watch. Jerry?
Why'd you just put your finger up, T?
I was just going to shout out Cooper Broadman, too, who does a lot of stuff down there and just made his big league debut.
Made his debut, yeah, and they lost 11-1.
Yeah. I just felt bad. We're mentioning Jim Cain. I feel like Coop deserves it as well.
Shout out.
Yeah, he's
Shout out.
Coop's been grinding.
Not a cane head, T?
I love both. I love Tyler Murray. When we met Tyler Murray last year, I've been a big fan of him. He's doing his thing with the
Canaanites.
Knicks now.
He's crushing with the Knicks.
Killing
Him and
it.
Monica McNutt, they're really good together.
Jim Cain. Look at that. The out of context.
I'm a Cain head.
Yeah.
Gotta
Yeah.
get that shirt too.
Now I forget what I was gonna say because T fucked me up like he always does.
Shout out
T
Cooper
just had to
Broadman,
shout out
please.
17 other guys when we were wrapping up the Jim Cain hour.
Yeah, I was,
Cooper
I was
Boardman.
gonna
Fucking
go.
Tim
Cooper
Boardman.
Boardman, excuse me.
Jared,
Jared.
Did I or did I not see today that Roman Anthony had a base hit that was the hardest hit ball in the organization so far this year?
he did.
At AAA and the big league level.
Wow.
Can I get a speed?
113.1.
Wow.
113, huh? Didn't someone just hit something a $120 the other day?
Jack
Yeah.
Caglione.
Yeah.
O'Neal Cruz does it from time to time, too.
Hey, bada bing.
I mean, all the cruises.
Caglianone.
I know. I don't think he pronounces the first one.
Caglione? No, it's Caglianone.
Yeah, I agree. Everyone leading up to the draft last year was dropping one of them to the point where I was like, I guess this is just how he pronounces it.
I think it's Caglianone. Let's look it up.
I agree with you.
Let's see. Baseball Reference. Actually, I got a Caglione. Yeah, it's Caglione.
Yeah, that's how I've heard it.
Pronunciation.
I guess I'm gonna
Caglione. All right, Jack Caglione. The top Steve.
No, back to Jared.
Top Steve.
Steve.
I just wanted to add real quick. This was on the Woo Sox broadcast. That's why I put my finger up. It
Yeah.
had to do with what we were talking about there.
Jim
They
Cain.
had a trivia question, and I wanted to ask you guys this.
What was
it was in 2021.
Yep.
This Red Sox player became, I believe, the first in team history to have a 3-homer game with
Bobby
3 different
Dahlbeck.
teams over the course of his
Bobby
career.
Dahlbeck.
He did it with the Sox in 2021.
Renfro.
No.
Wait,
I got this one. It took me a second, but I got this.
say the question again. I thought it was Bobby Delbeck. Who is it?
This guy's had a
Oh.
3-homer game with 3 different teams in his career.
Oh,
Can I guess again, or am I out of guesses?
He's had a 3-homer game with 3 different teams.
Mhm.
Fucking, is it Schwarber, dude?
No, it's not Schwaba, dude.
No, I know who it is.
You guys all know who it is.
He was on the 21 Sox.
21 Sox.
This is
You definitely know this person.
it's JD Martinez.
It's JD
Yeah.
Martinez. There you
Yeah,
go.
he had one with the Sox. He had one with the D-backs. It was actually a 4-homer game. No, it was 3.
Mm-hmm.
Was it
No,
4?
No, he had a-
I think it's the last 4-homer game, if I'm not mistaken. Was
Yeah, at Dodger
2017 JD
Stadium.
Martinez.
Yeah. So he did it with the D-backs. He did it with the Sox, and he must have done it with the Tigers. Or did he do
He's
it with
played
the
for 2 other teams since then as well.
Did he do it with the Dodgers or the
He might have done
Mets?
it with the Dodgers.
Yeah.
He definitely didn't do it with them.
Either way, there you go.
Yeah.
Love the broadcast. Great job, Jim
Yeah,
Cain.
love the
We're all Cain heads.
broadcast.
Could he learn first?
Maybe. I mean, that's the place to be, you know? He's
First.
in Worcester. He can develop and then bring him up.
No, not Jim Cain.
Julio
I know
Daniel?
Jim Cain can play first. Yeah.
JD becomes the Sox first baseman.
No, just mix him in there every once in a
He
while.
doesn't even own
Yeah.
a glove, I don't think.
I did love the Heyman tweet of like, hey, he's ready, dude. Like, he's been in the cage. Like, he wants to play baseball. Like, all right. Thanks, John. I
Thanks.
could have assumed as much, but appreciate it.
Well, was he an all-star last year?
Not last
The
year.
Mets? No, not with the Mets.
And the year
baby.
before, he
Mhm.
started in the All-Star game.
Are you
How about
sure?
JD Martinez?
He was an all-star in
Last
21,
year?
22, and 23.
Yeah, Seattle was the last one, and he was in the starting line.
Yeah, he kind of
Remember he started late last year?
Dodgers.
It's not always about the money, Spider-Man.
All right, they'll do it.
It's about the Mets, baby. Love the Mets. All right, baby. Let's go. Get a home run, baby. Love the Mets. Let's go, Mets.
Tink.
I mean, it is kind of crazy. He made 5 straight All-Star teams heading into last year, and now it's just like, nope, nobody needs
He
JD.
could clearly still
No, he
rig for
didn't.
someone. I don't know.
Before last year?
He made 3 straight,
No, 5 straight. 2020 wasn't an All-Star game.
I guess.
Mm.
What do you mean, I guess? Like, obviously, he wouldn't have made that team based on how that season went.
He
But
sucked in 2020. That was the whole,
Yeah.
like, I need the video.
No,
run.
He blamed the cold the whole time. He
Exactly.
was like, it's fucking cold, guys. All right.
There was a clip, I forget the interview, but there was a JD interview that had me dying because he's like, dude, like, I can't have my iPad. Like, it's cold, and I'm just gonna add this. This team sucks. Like, what do you think I'm gonna perform for this trash bag team? It's a 60-game season. What are we doing? This is all stupid. That's basically what he said.
And then they tried to convince everyone that JD was a merchant from the Red Sox cheating with Cora, and that was the only way he was actually able to be successful. That was like the whole narrative push, and then he showed up in 21 and was still good.
Yeah.
He is still
But-
good.
At this point in time, no offense,
Yeah,
you're a league average bat that can't play the field.
Oh, my God.
So I
Sorry.
knew T was gonna rip
Sorry.
him. It was
No
I'm
offense.
stunned it didn't happen.
Dude,
yet.
he missed like a week and a half
Dude.
because he couldn't find the right cleats last year. Are we being honest
That's
here?
crazy to say.
Come on, dude.
Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Crazy.
About what?
I think
he had a
Tristan
106
Casas
OPS plus.
Tristan Casas took a swing and missed 6 months. JD
All right.
can't have
Whoa.
bad shoes.
Yeah.
Well, listen, you have promise with Tristan Casas. JD Martinez at this point is going the opposite
promise
direction.
that he's gonna hit fucking over 200 at some point.
You were calling him a 41-20 guy 2 weeks ago. Thank you.
I didn't say that.
Is Tristan Casas a bum, Jared?
I didn't say that.
What is he?
Is JD a bum?
Yeah.
He's aging. He's going in the wrong direction.
Oh man, everyone's going in the wrong direction. T. I don't know if you know this, but Tristan Casas is not getting younger.
All right, if we're being honest though, a league average bat at DH, who's justifying that at this point in time?
I didn't. I asked him to play first.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't. JD Martinez cannot play the field at this
He
point
can
in
pick
time.
it.
We've never seen him play first.
I don't. I would rather die. I'd rather nobody play first.
No way.
That's
There's no
drastic.
way you'd rather die than
Everyone
that.
else
That's
is
crazy.
throwing the
Too.
ball into the
Swing.
stands because the Red Sox don't.
I'd
have
rather
it.
Devers
We're
play
gonna have
first
him play
base.
first a couple times. Like I gotta kill myself. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. Crazy, T.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It is crazy that he didn't play. He looks like a first baseman. He's got first baseman written all over him.
Textbook first baseman.
Yeah.
I don't want a guy who sprained his ankle multiple times running over
my
a bag trying to play
His
first
leg
base.
snuck up on him.
Oh,
Steve.
who thought second base just got
Steve.
I
invented?
don't want him near second base, T. I don't want him playing deep short.
How are
I
you-
want
I
him playing
love
first.
JD. I love JD.
It doesn't sound like it.
Shitting on a
You shit on Jim
He's
Keim
just a
All-Star.
fucking bag of shit.
3-time Silver Slugger, but yet you love
the guy.
Casas, who has yet to
I do.
achieve anything.
They're in totally different places. If JD Martinez was 25 years old, I'd be more than excited for him to
Now
play
you would,
first base.
you would hate 25-year-old JD Martinez. He sucked on the
He
Tigers.
was going through it. He was going through it in Houston. But hey, look, I'm
Astros,
sticking with
exactly,
Tristan
the
Casas.
Astros.
I'm sticking with Tristan Casas. I
think
believe in
T's
young struggling
T's in a
guys.
tough spot here because he's put so many chips in the Casas like bucket, basket, whatever the hell you want to say, that I
The
can tell
casket.
T the casket. You put so many chips in that casket, I can tell that you're a little worried about where this is going to go with Tristan Casas.
No, truthfully for me, when it comes to players like this, I'm going to be honest with you. I believe in what I saw and what the larger sample size is.
I did
now,
too.
if you're going to ask me what
2021, and let me
stop it,
tell
dude.
you right
The
now, it
amount of
didn't end
people
up
that
great.
cite that, it is so unintelligent
Why
to
not?
even cite anything.
He was
I'm not doing it. We've done it 8 million times.
Bobby Delbeck was the best hitter in the American League in the second half of 2021.
Jared, what was his OPS plus at 25 years old in 2021?
I'm not doing
What
this
was it?
conversation again.
Exactly, because every time you realize how bad it sounds.
Well, because I'm citing the second half just as you are also citing a half of a season. Now you're asking. me
no,
for
I'm
numbers
citing
from
a full season of Tristan Casas. This is a full rookie season.
Okay.
Where he was 22% better than Bobby Delbeck, despite being 2 years younger.
I don't think anyone listening right now wants to hear about what Casas used to do. They want to hear about what he's going to do.
All right, and what was 2024? People want to act like he was a bum. He was still a 121 OPS plus.
In how many games?
Played 17
Yeah.
games.
And 60 games, but he still hit. He was still hitting, and it was a 132 before that. So am I going to tell you after 2.5 weeks he can't hit anymore? No, I'm not. Sorry. I'm going to stay in my camp. Y'all stay on that side. Stay on that side. Because everyone else has given up on Tristan Casas. Stay on that side.
You know
I'm
what
telling
sucks?
you.
This is
Stay
tough
on
to
that
stay
side.
on that side stuff. Like when you just acknowledge someone sucks, like you can also want them to do well.
Yeah.
Too. Like that's.
No,
want
there's a
Tristan
lot of
Casas
people
to be
that
good.
don't want him to do
I
well.
want
There's a
him to
lot.
do well. Definitely people. Those people exist. Thousands.
Yeah.
of
People
people.
rooting for him
That's
to
not
fail.
us. We need him to be
Yeah,
good.
one
for
of
the
them is
team to be good.
manager.
Yes,
his
you're
general
right.
manager.
Correct.
Yeah. I want Tristan Casas to do well because the lineup is constructed to where he needs to be the middle of the order bat. Like he needs to be the 35 plus homer guy because if it's not him, then who the fuck is it? There's no one else that's capable of putting up that kind of damage. They look to him as, yeah, like this is the 40 homer guy. Well, where is it? That's all. And maybe
It's been a rough 2.5 weeks.
Maybe he's also seeing it that way too. Maybe Casas is looking at it like no one else is going to step up and be the 40 home run guy. It's got to be me. So I got to go up there and start hitting homers. You put that kind of pressure on yourself as a, what is he, 25?
Correct.
25-year-old kid. And it's like, all right, well, that's a lot of pressure to put on yourself. And he already puts a lot of pressure on himself to begin with. But they didn't go out and get Juan Soto. It's not like they have the guy that can, it's like, hey, don't worry, Tristan. You go be Tristan because we got Juan Soto that's going to hit in the middle of the order and hit all those homers. It's like, well, that guy doesn't exist.
Yeah, he kind of does.
Bregman is not a 40 home run guy anymore.
Certainly not him.
Is he on the roster right now, Coley, the person you're referring to?
I don't even think he's on the 40, technically, T. Roman's not on the 40.
No, that's what I thought you were referring. It was like Christian and Roman in the middle.
No, that's Barry Bonds, you idiot. It's gotten so bad with Casas. So I do still believe in the talent, T, but I can't shake something the Sox prospect guys said last summer when they were like, it might take him 2 to 3 teams to figure it out, which I disagreed with the second they said it. But it's gotten so bad. I was just like, Schwarber is a free agent this offseason. Dombrowski did draft him. They both tried to trade corner infielders. Does this just end with a Tristan Casas for Alex Bohm switch and Bohm becomes our first baseman next year? That obviously can't happen during the season. But with both of their values being so low, that does feel like where this eventually heads, which sucks for everyone involved.
Yeah, I definitely think that where the organization is, and I don't want to group Breslow in there, but I do think in the dugout, the manager, I think you could even see it in the doc. There's certain players that Cora gravitates towards, puts his arm around, really kind of builds up. Casas just hasn't been one of those guys. And that's for whatever reason he feels that way. You can argue, was it the media stuff last year in Worcester when they were going kind of back and forth, where Cora made a point to call him out publicly? And we saw the players in the clubhouse picked up on that and that, gained some momentum for whatever it was. But right now, I think even bare minimum, Casas is not this version of himself. If he's maybe closer to a 110 OPS plus guy to 120, what he was a year ago, that's one thing that would be disappointing. Then I understand the swap. To think he's going to be this player right now, that's essentially one of the worst players in baseball, I will not fall into that camp. He is a way better player than that. And I still do believe he can be a middle of the order bat for a lot of teams. Right now, it's just rough. And people are jumping on him. But if you did the same thing in April of 2023, you saw what he could do for 5 months after.
Talking about April of 2023.
April 2023.
You got that
but you want an example
every time.
It's
I don't blame you. I know.
Okay, but you talk about a month of a player struggling and then he figured it out.
I don't doubt that he can figure it out. It's just worth acknowledging that he's doing literally nothing for this team. He's only hurting them defensively and in the lineup.
Who has argued any of that?
I'm just saying, like, it's as bad as it could possibly be right now, and acknowledging that is okay. I understand. No, I understand where you're at, where there's a lot of people that are like, trade him, get rid of him now, all that, which would make no sense. But, we'll give him some time. But it's, again, if this keeps going on past this month into next month, like, you don't have that much time, of course, to figure this out before people start trying to do Roman Anthony at first, throw out crazy shit. That's like, it's okay to be throwing crazy stuff out when your first baseman that you want to be a 35 homer guy can't even get on base.
This has
been a rough 2.5 weeks.
This week in particular has been a huge don't read the replies week for Red Sox fans. Yeah. Because they want everyone fired. They want everyone taken out of the lineup. They want all the prospects called up. It's just, you have to have patience. And in certain instances, like we just saw, like Casas is in the lineup hitting 6th. Like he did get moved down in the batting order. But
a fucking week ago, everyone had Trevor Story, DFA'd, and Marcelo Meyer on the roster. That's all you could see on Twitter. That's all you fucking saw.
It takes a good week. Stuff.
That's it, man. And just everyone wants to be reactionary. That's what everyone wants to do right now. And you got a lot of people, but you got a lot of people in that Casas camp that have been waiting to jump on people and waiting to say he isn't as good. He's Bobby Delbeck. And no, the truth is, if you're being honest about the conversation, he isn't Bobby Delbeck. He's a much better player than Bobby Delbeck. Be genuine with it. Don't be disingenuous and start citing that.
There's nothing to indicate that yet.
What he has done compared to where Bobby Delbeck was at the same age isn't even comparable. He has put together a full season, 130 game sample size that Bobby Delbeck never came close to matching.
3 years?
April of 23.
Yeah,
no, pick any year. He never came close to matching any of that production despite being 2 years older.
You are blind. You are wearing Tristan Casas goggles, T.
What is blind to it? Where am I wrong?
Like you bringing up like the samples and all that. It's like you've got the 1 year of 132 games, and that was.
And what was the OPS plus? What was the OPS plus?
It was 2 years ago.
It's okay. Yes, and last year he got hurt and missed most of the year and still was 20% better than league average as a bat. Bobby Delbeck in his entire fucking career, once he started playing full games in 2021, was never better than 107. 107. That's not even comparable.
I'm not comparing him to Bobby
Like,
Dalbec.
If you want to talk Tristan Casas and say he strikes out too much and he swings and misses too much and he's not the elite Joey Votto comp you made it, sure, throw that out there. That's more than fair. To act like he's a fucking bum at AAA right now who can't make the White Sox is ridiculous. Those are two totally different things.
Casas just got mopped up by the White Sox.
He did.
No,
It was a
time.
rough
He looked
couple
awful.
days.
Yeah. I don't know.
They're just different tiers, bro.
Bobby Dalbec so much.
Comparing him to Tristan Casas is insulting.
No one's doing that besides you.
Twitter is, if you type in Bobby Dalbec and Tristan Casas, that is all you'll see.
Stay off
People are
the
making
internet.
the memes. Bro, but people are making those. Those are the comps.
What
Those
did
are
I
what people are
just
calling
say?
him.
I said this past week has been the worst week to look at the mentions and everything because everyone wants everyone fired and sent down and this guy called up. They're all overreactions. I don't know why you're increasing your blood pressure over this.
Because you just tried to make a case for Bobby Dalbec and tried to tell me that I have Casas blinders on.
Well, you do have Casas blinders on.
Because I stick with the take, because I believe he's going to be a really good middle of the order bat.
Well, then
That's blinders.
Let's see it.
Am I telling you that he's doing great and that he's been awesome the first 2 weeks? No, I've never said that. I've told you he sucked. It's been ugly, that he was so bad defensively on Friday night that I had no problem with him sitting against a lefty, which 5 days ago I bitched at Cora about. I supported him being moved down.
What I don't like about the overreactions is when people try to loop you into them and be like, why aren't you saying that Cora should be fired? Why aren't you saying that this should happen and they should do this and that? And like, why isn't there discourse about Pete Fatsy and all this? And it's like, well, we're going to talk about it. You know, I think in terms of the lineup construction, yeah, like we're absolutely going to talk about it. We have opinions on it. But when you start talking about firing guys after 2 weeks, it's like, that is a dramatic overreaction. It just is. Like let's just say
the fan base is always going to be there. They always exist.
Let's just say you fire Alex Cora today. Who the fuck are you bringing in to manage this team?
He would not be the one fired. It'd be Pete Fatsy. He'd be fired before they even thought to fire an Alex Cora.
You fire
they love AC.
Pete Fatsy. Who the fuck are you bringing in to be the hitting coach?
It'd be Dylan Lawson, who got fired from the Yankees 2 years ago.
Guy.
But he has the closest relationship with the Campbells, the Anthonys, the Myers.
You're being you know a lot of baseball stuff. You're not most of these people in the replies. So if you ask that question, Jared, to the people that I'm complimenting you. If you ask that question to the people that are in your replies, they never have the alternative. It's always just can everybody, and then that's going to make everything better.
What's your solution?
It's stupid.
Oh, you do.
There's
not
never
have
a solution. It's always just like get rid of Cora because the team's losing. That's basically at the core what they're saying. It's stupid.
They just extended him. Like they
love him.
They would do anything before they fired him.
They could have another miss the playoff season. He's not getting canned. So just fucking save it.
And that wouldn't make sense either.
No, that's not the problem.
Make Veritek the manager.
Like Cora's not in the lineup. They can't hit. Again, like 2 runs a game outside of the Cardinals series. Come on.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to figure out.
That's what I said to someone the other day. They're like, when are you going to speak out against Cora? And I was like, yeah, he had a tough series. He fucking went over 3 the other day, made a couple errors. Couldn't turn that double play. It's tough.
It's stupid. I do hate when people just draw the comparison of like, oh, you guys, just because like you have his phone number, you're not going to like bash him right now. It's like, dude, that has literally nothing to do with it. This is not. Yeah. They're not under 500 because of Alex Cora.
Access is going to get taken away. I was like, Alex Cora does not approve the credentials. I will tell you that now.
That would be funny though. They might have to add it to his list of responsibilities if they don't make the playoffs. This guy sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. They don't want to get their access taken away, so they can't say anything about Cora.
I mean, I already said on this show, I thought he was dog shit on Saturday and lost them that game. I don't know what else we need to say.
Were you, I know that you said like get Casas in there because it was a lefty and he's been mashing lefties, but where were you at on him sitting Durant?
That didn't bother me. Durant's, I think, if you're going to be sitting other lefties for a lefty, it's insane to keep trotting Durant out there when he's been bad. Even last year, he wasn't good against lefties. So I feel like just having him play, especially like if he's going to be in the left, like no one gives a fuck about left field defense. So it makes no sense to keep trotting him out there when he just hasn't hit at all this year. And even during his best year, wasn't hitting lefties. Like,
Yeah.
I think
That at bat
it's a
today
weird
against
look.
Cam Boozer was unfair.
Yeah, what was it? 3 pitches?
He
might have
looked outmatched.
Yeah, like he was just he was throwing him heaters up and he just couldn't touch it.
Well,
He was
certain
just gassing.
deliveries from the left side, Duran starts like pulling out because I don't know if he's seeing it great. And that happens a lot. If you have a guy that's got some like wide delivery with some sweeping stuff, Boozer had some filthy pitches in this series. That becomes a problem for him. The only thing with AC that like consistently, I think, I don't even want to say bugs me. If anything, it's almost like a half compliment, half insult, is that I think he's so smart with all this stuff in terms of like the flow of the game and knowing when to go out, when not to go out, that he might overthink it a little bit. Like in the doc, there was an interesting part. Remember when Tristan just stole third for some reason last year and got thrown out? And it was one of the dumbest things like we've seen in quite some time. He said to Raffy in the doc, he's like, well, what am I going to tell him? Like, he knows he made a shitty decision. Like, there's nothing I can say there. In those situations, I almost want him to dumb it down a little bit and be like, yeah, technically that's the right thing, but I'm okay with you getting on your player's case a little bit if they're acting like idiots. Coley, I think you mentioned this on Twitter, or maybe it was our text thread, whatever. With that Abreu pitch, like it just felt like he was going to come out of the dugout. And I was kind of stunned that he didn't on that strike 3, especially for Abreu, who's his guy, who's been the best hitter on the team. Obviously had a little slump there. Those are the moments where it's like, no, I'm actually okay with you being like generic manager that gets pissed off right now. Like I don't need you to be like the next level advanced guy in that situation of how he views the game. But outside of that, there's not some massive case against Alex Cora. Like he's a guy that they love and is not going anywhere. And I always trust, for the most part, the war for managers like him against the other guy, I'm taking AC. So just how it goes.
Not arguing. I said it was Bregman earlier. It was the Willier at bat. So thank you for correcting me. It was Willier. I thought he should have came out there. And I also thought him letting Ref Snyder get all these looks against righties was insane. I think
his splits are different this year. I mean, it's a small sample size. I think he's been better against righties, but yeah.
But if Duran was the guy who was getting the full day off, I thought that was a fine place for Casas. Again, I think if it were a different player, Casas would have been playing or at least inserted into that game Saturday.
Probably. I do love that Duran was off, by the way. I love that we're not chasing 162. I know he said that, but it's just nice to now see it in action. It's like,
that was the issue with Cora last year. He ran him into the ground where he was useless in the month of September. He stopped stealing bases.
I don't know that Cora.
I don't blame Cora for that.
Yeah, that's
then step in as a manager and tell him to sit. Tell him to sit. That's your job. Duran didn't want to sit the other day, but you told him to sit.
He made sure he sat.
You got to protect the player against himself. And like, that's one of those spots. Duran needs to be protected from himself, because if he isn't stealing bags and doing that, then he's not the player he needs to be out there. And when he slumped with the rest of the lineup.
Team sucked at the end of the year. That wasn't fun.
No.
This isn't fun either, but at least they're staying. I don't even want to say staying afloat. We're throwing certain phrases out there that like just should not be happening in April. They're still in it. It's so funny. I know what you meant, but it was just so funny to hear it like that. It's like, yeah, they're okay. They're fine.
They got a couple weeks to figure this out. But no, like to Cora, to the point about him seeing the whole 162, like they are 8-9. Like he can't be losing his mind. But I do think as fans, it's a good thing that people give this much of a fuck 2 weeks into the season, because that hasn't been the case. Even 21, this was not the case. People had to buy into that team after they beat the Rays in the playoffs. Like people are very invested. People have high expectations for this team. They're not being met right now.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
It's probably the best way to put it.
Yeah. I like that. I like that the expectations are high. I also like buying tickets on Game Time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you have a need to go see this team right now, I know the weather sucks and all that, but Game Time makes tickets even faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer that it gets the first pitch. With killer last minute deals, all in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. They've got last minute deals, save up to 60% off buying a last minute ticket for sports, concerts, comedy, theater, and more. Game Time Picks makes it last minute ticket buying even easier than ever with they highlight the deals, the best deals in the entire stadium. Save even more with their zone deals when you choose a section and you let Game Time choose the seats for you. The all-in pricing feature allows you to see the total up front with no surprise fees at checkout. You can also get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy your tickets. The lowest price guarantee or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Your purchase is also covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry today. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the promo code SECTION10 for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, use the promo code SECTION10, SECTION10 for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Train's daughters went to a live podcast last night at this auditorium in Medford. $50 they paid for their tickets. And it was like front row it was like $250. And then the meet and greet was like additional money. How long do you think these YouTube podcasters went up there for charging that price?
20,
45
minutes.
They did
It's got to be short.
an hour.
Oh, okay.
Like
What podcast?
no opening act, no whatever. I was like, you guys got ripped off. They were like, no, we didn't. It was fun. We enjoyed it. And I was like, $50. And then like if I paid $250 to watch a fucking podcast for an hour, no, can't do that. Like the live shows that we've done have been hours, and the meet and greet is just part of it.
We look stupid here, not these people.
I mean, it's quite the racket that they're running for sure. But
yeah, I feel like we're missing out. I'm hearing this. I'm like, wait, what have we been doing wrong this whole time?
I mean, I don't know. First of all, we've never even charged money to come to our live shows, except for the most recent one where all the money went to charity. So we've never profited off of our live shows ever.
But even the charity right now is going to be thinking, boy, oh boy, could we have gotten way more money?
We ripped off the Jimmy Fund big time.
Yeah, the Jimmy Fund's listening to this being like, you fucking dickheads. Crazy. But I guess we've been doing it wrong.
Kurt Cobain finding out how much Madonna charges for her concerts, and he just loses his mind.
I want to say yes, I have seen that.
It goes viral every few months, but he can't believe it. He's like, how much do we charge? And there's all of us and one of okay, all right, interesting.
Yeah.
The right interesting is perfect. You can use interesting in a really funny way.
Interesting.
That fits there. Oh yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, okay.
I guess we were just doing it wrong. Well, I mean, you want to talk about people that are making smart business decisions. Jake's meet and greet cost $5,000 to get in the door.
And that was just face value. Yeah, we're not even talking about the game time prices.
Yeah. Yeah, like the resale was outrageous. Like someone had paid $17,500 to go meet Jake, and then they didn't even get to meet him because he ended it after 25 minutes, whatever it was.
Yeah, I think he flipped that person off too as he walked back in.
They were still thankful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, shout out to Jake.
Good for Jake. He's using that money. He got $9.5 million, I think, and he's on vacation right now, spending that bread.
Yeah,
all cash.
Yeah,
He's bags of cash, dude.
Cash only. Yeah, tax free.
It's a good deal.
Yeah,
he is. From what I hear, he's blowing through it. Like he's.
Oh yeah, he's already spent
quick.
4.5. Yeah, yeah. He's in. He's in Egypt right now.
What did he get? What did he already buy?
He bought a pyramid. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. He heard about like the underground tunnels under the pyramids, and he was like, "I'm buying that." So yeah, he's got the whole
4.5.
Yeah, quick
where the aliens are
4.5 on it.
What else was he looking at? There were some other items, right, Jared?
Yeah. No, he was. Well, he's a big fan of what was that movie called? Coley, Richie. Was it Richie Rich?
Yeah.
So he's got like the swimming pool full of like ice cream and all that. And
are you thinking of Blank Check or Richie?
I'm thinking of Blank Check. I'm thinking
Blank
of
Check was incredible.
Yeah.
You're a Blank Check guy.
Yeah, love Blank Check.
Yeah.
They call him Blank Check Yazzie.
Yep.
Yeah.
BCY.
Yep.
Yeah.
Blank Check Yazzie. Yeah. You know what else they call him?
So
They call him Blue Moon, Yazzie.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Blue Moon was born in a ballpark at the Sandlot Brewery in Denver, Colorado. So it's no wonder why you crave it. Its bold flavor, bright explosion of color, and iconic orange slice ritual guarantees a one-of-a-kind beer experience that is perfect year-round. And for the moments that you want a lighter option out of your favorite beer, reach for that Blue Moon Light. It's a refreshing wheat beer brewed with real tangerine peel for a lighter, exceptional taste at only 95 calories. I can't wait to get my hands on some Blue Moon Light this upcoming weekend for
WrestleMania.
2 nights. Saturday, Sunday.
Dan's going. I'm jealous.
He's going to WrestleMania?
Mm-hmm.
Well, because I invited him to my house for WrestleMania, but he was like, the only reason why I wouldn't come to that is if I'm actually at WrestleMania. So now I'm just finding
he's
out
like
that
in
Dan's
the
not
event.
coming over. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in the main event.
Of course.
It's John Cena versus Cody Rhodes versus Dan Peralt for the World Heavyweight title.
When that Peralt music hits, they're both going to be furious.
Oh my God.
Forget
Like
about it.
it's like Kevin Owens just got neck surgery and he was supposed to have a match against Randy Orton. So now like the surprise opponent for Randy Orton is going to end up being DP.
Mm-hmm. He's ready to go too. He's got some big moves, some things up his sleeve.
Yeah. Inspired by the beer you already love and available year-round, a wheat beer from Blue Moon with exceptional taste and only 95 calories. Brightly brewed with real tangerine peel, tastes light and refreshing. Nothing compares to the great taste of a Blue Moon Light. Blue Moon made brighter. Get Blue Moon Light delivered by visiting get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared for delivery options. That is get.bluemoonbeer.com/Jared. Blue Moon made brighter. Celebrate responsibly. Blue Moon Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Suck one.
Suck one.
Definitely suck one. Steve, what match are you most looking forward to for WrestleMania?
I mean, obviously the main event,
Which
Cena
main event? There's 2 nights.
You're cutting out.
There's 2 main events, Steve. There's night 1 main event. There's night 2 main event. Which main event are you looking forward to? which main event are you looking forward to the most, though?
Dude, I told you which one, brother. I'm looking forward to Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. That's what I said.
So night 2.
Yes.
Night 2.
Dude, jeez.
Who do you think's going over?
Who do I think what?
Who do you think is...
What did you say to me?
Who do you think's going over?
I don't want to say that yet. I kind of want to save that for the big event at your house.
Okay, so you're going to tell everyone.
We do have another episode before then. That's a good point, Steve.
That's true. Yeah. You want to save it.
Do day 2 tonight and day 1 next podcast.
Yeah.
Either way, and you guys know this, I'm just so ready for this event. Like I've been waiting for this for a while.
Yep.
Obviously, coming off of the ones that we watched there, Jey Uso and how great he was taking care of Cena.
So you're probably going to be like excited for the Jey Uso match then.
Oh yeah, yeet, brother. I mean, that's my guy.
Who's he going up against?
Gunther.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What title is that for?
The World Heavyweight Champion.
Yes.
Title.
The World Heavyweight Champion title.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what's on the line in that one.
Yep. And you have obviously Jey winning that one.
I got Uso. Yeah. I got JU. I mean, that's my guy.
Yeah. Did you get merch for this? Are you wearing merch?
I have a hat, but I should probably get some Uso merch while we're at it, right?
Yeah. What was the hat that you got?
WWE, brother. Like, I don't know what else to tell you.
You're just fucking, what's his name? Rob Lowe.
Rob Lowe.
Yeah.
I love all the WWE.
The thing with wrestling is like, you never know what's going to happen. And you go into these events just thinking, oh my God, that happened. Like that happens to me so much when I'm watching. I'm like, no way, brother. Mm-hmm. And then it happens and I'm like, I love the whole sport. So that's why I wear the logo. I just love it.
Yep. Are you think Dan Peralt would FaceTime us from WrestleMania?
He better. That's a good point. If he doesn't, I'd be pretty upset. Yeah. We'll make sure he FaceTimes.
Well, he'll FaceTime us like backstage, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
He'll probably be back there with like,
Just walk
I
out
don't
of
know,
Rock.
like Tiffany Stratton or Charlotte Flair or something like that.
Yeah. Who do you have in that match?
I'm going Flair, dude. Like, I think
okay.
the way she's cooking right now, like I would not bet against her.
Yeah, I don't know that she's cooking. It's kind of Tiffy time.
It's Tiffy time,
Yeah,
big
it's
time.
Tiffy time. Yeah.
Well, that's why he was joking.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Yeah. Charlotte
How much?
had a
How
train
much do you
wreck
think
promo.
she would charge me to have her like run me over with a forklift?
Tiffy?
I think you had a tweet
Yeah.
about that, right? Was that the exact one? Was it a
No, that was
forklift?
about. No, I said a Dodge Ram for Trish Stratus.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Trish. I can't believe. How old is she? Is she 50?
I think she's like
25?
49. No,
Trish Stratus.
her mom. That's not her mom.
She
I
is.
I think Coley's saying she's
49.
like 49, but he knew.
49. Come on, Coley.
That's crazy.
No, I looked it up for sure.
Coley
she'll
just
be-
did one of those things like, she's, I don't know, 49
Well,
or
I
something.
couldn't
It's like,
remember
no.
if she was 48 or 49, so I wanted to.
Okay.
She'll be
a
50
around
in
it.
December and still looks just as good as she did when it was like 2001.
It's
Crazy.
impressive.
I feel like I've heard her mentioned in rap songs before.
Maybe. I had her poster on my wall when I was a kid.
She looks like she'd be in some songs. Like she's gotten mentioned. There's no doubt.
Yeah. Yeah. A wholesome queen.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What else you guys want to talk about?
Real quick, Cole, you alluded to it earlier, but were we all that convinced that his foot was off the bag there? Top 7 in that replay? That's a huge call to say that the replay confirmed that his foot was on the bag. I didn't think so at all.
I think there's enough replay to say he didn't. You know what I mean? Like whatever
I
they call
thought
in the
there
field,
was-
was, they
Michael-
weren't going to overturn.
I also don't know if they like pause it at the right time. Like they'll do that sometimes where it's like, no, the ball's not in the glove yet. And they have the pause screen. It's like, we can't go off of this. It has to be when he actually has. And I'm still not 100% that we all know when a ball is in a glove. Like we have different opinions on what that is. So
Right.
I'd like to get to the bottom of that. But no, I was so convinced he was going to overturn it. I think that would have been runners on first and second, nobody out in a 2-2 game. And instead, immediately that shifts to 1 out, dude on second. That inning ended quickly after that, which you kind of knew it would. But no, hated that call. I do get that it was like a blurry replay and all that. I just thought that there was enough to overturn it. That's all.
He looked
Yeah, I
out
don't-
to me. Yeah, I when I was watching
foot,
it,
I
he
just thought
looked
he was
out
off.
to me.
I thought live he was off. And then the
Interesting.
replay kind of seemed to. It was a blurrier replay than I expected. Like it wasn't. There weren't super.
Sure.
I'm looking at it and I'm like, is there no clear one? They're all blurry.
There's
every
a
angle.
good one on the recap, like the 10-minute recap on YouTube, that it looks like his foot's right on the bag and the ball's in his glove, like closed.
If his foot's on the bag, it's got to be barely on the bag. Like that
No,
was-
like his leg snaps off the bag basically, like a millisecond later.
yeah.
Mm.
Either way, I don't know. I thought that was going to get overturned. That could have been the difference in the series, honestly.
It feels like they've been super conservative with challenges, which I think is my larger concern. Like, I feel like there've been a couple plays at second, even where I'm like, yeah, that feels pretty 50-50, and they're always just giving it one of those. So I guess I was more surprised that was the one where it was like, we're challenging this one, as opposed to it being a bad challenge. I don't think it was a bad challenge.
I almost think in that situation you have to at that part of the
Sure.
game and what that would entail. But yeah, Brenly's been getting the quick reactions. It's not like who is it? Who is it?
Bruce
Fenway
Bochy.
taking for Bochy, where it's like, dude, you don't
Bochy.
have an hour
Yeah.
to challenge these fucking plays.
No,
Like, nope,
then
nope.
yes, please.
He's like, hold. It's like, no, you now can't challenge anymore. But yeah, I just thought that was a huge point in that game, and not getting that overturn was different. But I don't want to get too pissed about that. They scored 2 runs against the White Sox in that game, so it's like, come on now.
Hmm.
There wasn't a ton else. Like, what else did we have here for
They didn't do
takeaways?
anything.
Crochet today.
Crochet, definitely Crochet today. Yeah, he was great.
No, he was very heavy on the fastball. I did like that he was incorporating the sinker more. Like just overall, it was the most we had seen him use it since his first start. But 14% is easily the most he's used it in any. Velo wise, he's still sitting kind of like 95, 96. Got up to about 98 at the very end. But yeah, it was vintage Garrett Crochet. He was out there dominating and missing bats. And I did find it interesting after the game that he was like, yeah, I've been thinking about the strikeouts a little bit. I'll be honest with you. I've been hoping to miss some more bats. And he went out there today and strikes out 11. That's what you're looking for.
The Crochet thing is such a unique experience because you say vintage Crochet, he's creating new vintage Crochet. Like every time he's dominant, they're like, that's the first time he's ever done that. It's just a very rare situation where you sign this guy to that extension. It's the right decision. And yet he still hasn't reached what like everyone to ever sign an extension like that would have already done by the time they signed that deal. I love his pace. I know they mentioned that on the broadcast a lot. Like he has a very specific, give me the ball, I'm attacking you, we're going type of pace. Really thought that it was going to get interesting with Cora there. If he gets through 8, no hit, it would have been like 100 something. He probably pulls him, right? Maybe keeps him in.
It sounded like Cora was going to let him cook, but it was going to kill him inside to do it.
Yeah. I mean, he pulled him immediately, so it was very clear that he didn't want it to get into that situation.
Let's just say
you have to keep him in.
It's 8 no-hit innings, and he's at 104 pitches.
You got to keep him in there. Yeah.
You have to.
That's not even a question.
It's like, what did he do his last time out? 102?
107, and you had him throwing in fucking freezing weather.
Yeah.
If anything, I thought his previous starts, they were letting him go a little too much, where you'd want to set him up for a start where he can go like 115 and throw a no-hitter against his former team. But I thought my prediction was he'd have no hits or give up no hits. He gives up 1. Like he was just cooking, looked like the guy you want him to be. He's obviously the ace. If you knew nothing about this team or baseball in general and just like watch their roads, you're like, that's the guy. Clearly, that's the number 1 pitcher. So I do love and just feel comfortable every time he's out there.
Could you have a better outcome than a 138 ERA, 226 FIP through 4 starts?
And he hasn't even been like great.
No,
you know what I mean?
2 of them haven't been what we thought they were going to be yet.
9.7 K per 9.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's good, but I think he can still unlock that 12 to 14 strikeouts per 9.
He also seems like the guy that if you talk about him like that, he'll motivate. Like he's got a 138, but he's kind of sucked so far. Like
kind of disappointed.
Yeah, like the fuck. I thought you'd be better than this. Anyway, Coley.
Yeah, you got to think his mentality is different. Last year was his first time starting, so I'm sure he was like, all right, let's see how this goes. It went tremendously, but then he was more or less shut down in July. So it was now he comes into this year like, oh, I got to pitch through October, hopefully. But the one thing today that stood out, because it was the White Sox, so I wasn't putting a lot of stock into what was happening. Was it Amaya? Someone got ball 3 and dropped his bat and started walking to first like he got walked. And Crochet immediately was like, that's 3, fucko, back in the box. I had the utmost confidence that guy was the most out there's ever been in baseball. Like,
no chance.
I was hoping he rung him up, but he was like, you're just out. Like, you'll never see first base as far as I'm concerned.
It was like also SpongeBob the way he held up 3. He just went like, idiot. And he put like the 3 up like that. Get the fuck back in there. He was the most out anyone's ever been out.
Yeah. That's ace shit, because years prior, someone would do that and then immediate home run. So I'm glad we've got a guy now who can just be like, get the fuck back there. And then you can go sit down, you idiot.
It was the literal second he dropped the bat too. He put the 3 up. He's like, no, like you don't get that base. I'm not allowing anyone to get that base today. That's how he was pitching. Incredible. And yet still pissed off probably that he gave up a hit. Like that's the best part. Like he'll have these starts where he's great and he's like upset. Like that's kind of what you want out of the top guy.
He did say after the game, he was like, yeah, I mean, I don't even feel that bad about it because I made the pitch that I wanted to on the Mydroth base hit.
Mydroth barely swung. It was like a check swing essentially. And he
kept saying he put a good swing on it. It's like, no, he didn't.
No, well, that's what Chase Mydroth does. He doesn't need a good swing on it. He's going to find a way to kind of squeeze those little hits out of everywhere.
Mydroth. He's kind of He's kind of a little thick boy, huh?
Oh yeah, There's a nice body there.
I swear they didn't get him out all weekend. I know they did, but it didn't feel like
not a time.
Even with Crochet though, saying like I had 5 more in me after the game, like that's more that mentality. Like Coley and Steve were kind of alluding to. Like the dude just doesn't give a fuck. He will go out there and throw, and now he doesn't care because he has the money. So it's like, fuck it, take everything off. I just want to be a dog out there. That's the mentality you want out of your ace for the next half decade.
Well, he said that OB before the game. It's the bottom of the 14th.
Yep.
Garrett Crochet's still in the
Still out
game.
there.
Like, what the fuck are they doing?
But that's like Matty bum shit.
189th pitch. He did say that before the game. He was like, I don't have to. He's like, it's freeing. That's the word, freeing.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about arbitration. I don't have to worry about like all these like counting stats. It's more just how do I feel, and I can just go out there and worry about winning baseball games.
It's freeing for us too, watching. Like, I feel like we have the same feelings of like, hell yeah, brother. Like, let it loose. There's nothing to hold back now.
Sure. Yeah. After a day like today, imagine the fucking conversations. Price just went up.
Oh, God. It would have sucked. There was a funny quote. I think Catillo tweeted this, and I don't know if Crochet said it sarcastically. Sometimes it's hard reading a quote and not knowing how it was delivered, but I wrote it down here. For me, it was not very hard to move on, honestly, when he was asked about leaving the White Sox. Like, that is the right way to put it. No, yeah, leaving the worst team ever. I feel pretty good about not being on that team anymore. Thanks.
Yeah. Pretty
Romy
pumped
was
to
there.
not be on that team.
Like Romy was there longer. Like it's not like he was there forever.
Yeah. I forgot. Yeah, Romy can't play for the White Sox somehow. I don't know how he doesn't qualify for that team, but
I mean,
it's been good for us.
the fact that the White Sox were like, yeah, we don't have room for this guy. It's kind of crazy.
The fucking lefty they threw was the Brewers just cut, they said. Was that yesterday's guy or today's guy, T? One of their starters was someone that the Brewers just outright released. And
Oh, the undrafted free agent, right? That's what was that?
was that Saturday?
Was that Shane Smith?
No,
Wasn't?
he's righty.
Was it a
I mean, I
lefty?
could be wrong about the arm. It was yesterday or today's starter. The Brewers just released and seemed fine against us.
Yeah, Shane Smith was with the Brewers.
Okay. So not the lefty.
Yeah, I thought wasn't like the story that he got hurt in college, got signed undrafted by the Brewers, and then it just never like turned into anything.
Where did he go? Fucking Wake Forest?
I believe so, and he like barely pitched there.
Yeah. Well,
Red Sox win
Anyways.
3-1.
yeah. Any other impressions from this series?
Garrett Whitlock's usage is now they're willing to use him in different roles and different things. He's now thrown less than an inning or, an inning or less in back to back. Before that, he was locked into 2 every time, even if the Red Sox pulled away
you
or
weren't
even
gonna
if
have
the
him go
other
for
team
a
didn't.
save today.
No, but that flexibility wasn't there in the past when they were using him. So they are now showing the ability to use him for an inning at a time if they need to, which I think does change your calculation when you're watching these games play out.
That was getting dicey there, I got to say, when Whitlock was in. If you looked at where Narvaez was setting up, he was missing his spot like basically every pitch. Obviously gets screwed there with the bad non-strike 3 call. I still don't know how the hell that's not a strike. That changes the whole dynamic of the inning. So where are we at, T? I feel like you'd know. With the ABS system, like is the earliest obviously next year that's going to happen in the majors?
The hope is, but I think there were 10 ballparks this spring that actually had it, and we saw the Red Sox did not have many. I can only remember 5 or 6 games off the top of my head, but they're really not locked into anything. I think next spring you'll see it tried fully, and they'll go from there. But I wouldn't be shocked if it ends up being another year. It's just stupid because it makes the game so much better.
It blows my mind. I don't understand the people on the other side, really. Normally, it's like, oh no, I could see what you're thinking here. You have a call like that, like we got to get that right. There's just no scenario where that can be wrong. Stupid comparison, maybe, but I'm playing that MVP baseball 05 season, having a ton of fun. It's great. We're undefeated, playing on rookie mode. I'm trying to see if I can go 162-0. It reminded me, oh, right. They had fucking 4 teams in the AL West and 6 in the NL Central. That's the dumbest thing ever. Like, put 1 more in the AL and take it out of the NL Central. That's where we're at right now, kind of with the strike zone and not having ABS when it's just available. I feel like we'll look back on this and be like, you had the technology and you just didn't do it. Yeah, that's kind of what was going on. So it just sucks existing in that because they can change it and they just decide not to.
I think Stats had the tweet today saying that the umpires, they would go full like ABS automatic where everything is like decided by the umpire or by the robot or not. So like it doesn't seem like it's an umpire holdup. It just seems like getting the technology going in the game because I don't think the players have anything against it because it doesn't slow the game down. It takes a couple seconds and it's better for them. You're going to get the calls that you deserve to get. Just
It's
seems
even
like
quicker
it's
than
how
I
fast
thought,
they
honestly.
can go.
Like seeing, because I watched like a montage of like the spring training ABS usage or whatever. And it's just like, boom, tap the head. Yeah, that's a ball. Okay, keep it moving. It takes 2 seconds. Like that's That's going to be what the game's like. It's just annoying that it's going to feel like it takes longer than it should to get there.
Yeah, the spring training results, it was less than a minute added per game.
Like, yeah, that's fine.
That's it. Just makes the experience better for everyone. Yeah, it was 13 parks this spring.
That's good to know. Less than a minute added per game.
It's good nugget.
Yeah. All right. Can we close the book on this fucking series that they lost to the White Sox?
Oof.
Love that. That off day is going to be huge this week.
I
Thursday.
hate the schedule to start the year.
Why do you hate the schedule?
Just way too many games in a row. I think Cora was the one who got quoted yesterday. He's like, I've never seen anything like this. Like, he was like, to have to play this many games back
especially
back
out of the gate. This is kind of nuts starting a season like this.
Especially when you have like June and July where you have every Thursday off. It's like you couldn't spread this around a little bit, especially early in the year when you're managing pitchers and doing different stuff like that. Like, there's no breathing room right now.
Wait a second. T, you just opened my eyes to something I was unaware of. Starting on May 29th, a Thursday, they play one Thursday game until August 21st.
It's crazy, dude. Like, you have all those days built out. It's weird.
When has that ever been? That's never been the case, right?
Nope.
What the fuck? I love it. I just don't. That's crazy.
I remember during spring, Core was like, yeah, we're looking forward to that because it's going to give the pitchers a breather. Like, 6-man rotation won't be as big of a, consideration or anything. And then you hear him a couple days ago where he's like, yeah, man, we're pushing right now. We're trying to get through. We've never gone through this kind of thing before. But I guess that's how the schedules are being made.
If those guys, if Anthony and Meyer are still in Worcester, I'm just making that a Thursday thing. Absolutely. Head on down to the Polar Park, the woo. Jerry?
The Dick Fitz thing. Is Hunter Dobbins the guy that's going to fill that void? Because Giolito hasn't pitched in 2 years. And he didn't have a spring training. So this is essentially his spring training. It's not just going to be like, he had 2-3 rehab starts and look good. Like, they're going to give him plenty of time to ramp up. And if it's one more start for Bayo, then who makes the Dick Fitz start? Is it Dobbins?
There's a good chance because he's lined up right now to actually do it. So he pitched April 13th today. So 1 day later, but I believe with the off day coming up, it makes it a little bit easier to work. Michael Fulmer is a candidate who is on the team. He was starting down in AAA and getting those reps too. Can give you 3 to 4 innings.
Is he on the 40-man?
He's on the big league roster.
Yeah, he's already called up.
What? Fulmer?
Yep.
Yeah.
Today.
They called up Fulmer was in the dugout today?
Correct.
News to me.
What aren't you hearing, dude?
I did not see that.
Chicago?
Because Core is saying that Newcomb isn't locked in to start next time around. They might use an opener. So I wonder if they mix and match those two to make it work, which would only point more to a Dobbins in that situation being the one who starts.
I like Dobbins.
I don't understand Bayo getting another start in the AAA.
That surprised me too. I felt
doesn't make any sense.
Let's do 85 pitches will be better than whatever else you're going to kind of go for. And I guess with him, they just want to take it slow and they're worried about 162. But if you're going to throw 85 down there, throw 85 up here.
Right. They're wasted bullets no matter how they want to slice it, though. Like, just bring them up. Like, stats as opposed to his numbers. He's been
pumping
good
down there, dude.
So I don't know.
Velo's up.
And if you're already talking bullpen games, like, all right, so have him go 4 then. It's a better version of a bullpen.
He can be your bullpen game guy, honestly.
For stats, he had 167 pitches, 44 plate appearances. So it's like 4 pitches per plate appearance, which is tremendous if that's correct. 32% K percent, 7 walk percent. Hard hit percent 41. Giolito's pretty much worse across the board, but you'd expect that for a guy who, to Jared's point, hasn't pitched in 2 years.
I think the only other name that gets mentioned a little bit in this is Cooper Criswell, who obviously did not look good at all when he was up with the Red Sox, but he's last pitched on the 11th, so he'll be in consideration as well.
Can't be any worse.
Nope.
Feels like it should be Dobbins, though. If it's not going to be Bayo. That's the best stuff you're going to see out of anyone in that role anyways. And then use Fulmer and Newcomb and try to hope you can get through 5. But to Newcomb's credit, he should have been through 4. If Casas makes those plays, you at least get 4 and 2 earned. What more do you really expect out of him?
All right. Want to look ahead?
Please.
When I go to Stop and Shop, I can cross off everything that's on my list.
Tactical move incoming!
Stop and shop. Look ahead. Stop and shop.
Fuck yeah, fuck yeah.
Look ahead.
Red Sox win, leave them dead. Red Sox win, I'm seeing red. Stop and shop and look ahead. Red Sox win, leave them dead. Red Sox win, I'm seeing red. Stop and shop and look ahead.
Fuck yeah, fuck yeah.
What's better than having to stop and shop, getting it done for all of you?
The Stop and Shop look ahead, brought to you by Stop and Shop. Head on down to Shop and Shop right now, and you can get 10 cents off your tangerines when you buy at least 5 pounds of tangerines only at Stop and Shop.
Head on down to Shop and get fucking
Head on down to Shop and Shop.
Shop and Shop.
Shoppy. It's a series against the Tampa Bay Rays at the Yankees minor league facility.
Yeah, it is.
In Tampa, Florida. So that slot in the finale is, or should be, the Sean Newcomb outing, which he's not being committed to. So keep that in mind. Tanner Houck versus Ryan Pepio. Walker Buehler versus Zach Littell. And TBD versus Taj Bradley. Tanner Houck, 0-1, 4.41 ERA, a 1.47 whip, and a 5.5 strikeouts per nine. I hate that, but his last outing was very good. 7 base runners allowed, 5 hits, 2 walks, and only 1 earned run over 6 2/3 innings and 90 pitches. Got a season high 10 ground ball outs, which is critical for him. Walks are high, strikeouts are low. He has 2+ walks in all but 2 starts and 7 total. Only has 10 strikeouts in 16 1/3 innings pitched this year, and has 2 starts with 2 total strikeouts. Has a hard hit issue as well. 8.2% barrels, 53.1% hard hit rate. That's 12% higher than his career rate. Whiff on his sweeper is up from 30% to 36%. So there is something positive there. Pepio, 1-1, a 3.38 ERA, a 1.50 whip, and a 9 strikeouts per nine. Has made all of his starts at home this year because the Rays have only played 1 series on the road so far. Has 14+ whiffs in 2 of his 3 starts this year. Has 3 walks in 2 straight starts. He's allowed 4 home runs already this year. 3 came in his last start against the Angels. Averages nearly 95 miles per hour with his 4-seam. His changeup is his out pitch. Walker Buehler, 1-1, a 5.74 ERA, a 1.28 whip, and an 8 strikeouts per nine. Really good last start, 6 1/3, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. The 7 strikeouts matched his total from his first 2 starts combined. With only 2 walks this year, his 3 walk rate is in the top 7% this season. Zach Littell, 0-3. Huh?
He was on the Red Sox.
Okay.
Old friend.
He's not now, though.
I miss him.
He sucks. Zach Littell, 0-3 with a 6.88 ERA. This is the guy you miss? This is your king?
The guy who turned into a very good starter immediately after he left the Red Sox, yes.
124 whip and a 7.4 strikeouts per nine. 5 home runs and 13 earned runs allowed are both the most in MLB this year. This your king?
Yes.
The Angels hit 4 home runs off of him, and he got 7 earned runs in 4 innings his last time out. This is your guy?
Correct.
363
ERA last year.
Last year. You love living in the past with your favorite guys.
Oh my God.
His sinker is his main fastball. Hitters have a 400 average and a 1267 slugging percentage against it. You like that? Those good numbers to you?
Nasty.
Splitter has a 34% whiff rate and 8 of his 14 strikeouts. But hitters are still 6 for 18 off of the splitter. So that's bad? Yeah?
I think so.
Okay. And then it's TBD versus Taj Bradley, 2-0, a 3.71 ERA, a 106 whip, and an 11.1 strikeouts per nine. Gets a lot of whiffs. Has 7 strikeouts in each of his 3 starts this year. He can get loose with the control, 4 walks already. He has a start with 4 walks already this year. He's a fly ball pitcher. He's allowed 27 fly balls to just 13 ground balls. Still has gas. He's averaging about 97 miles per hour on the heater. His only pitch where hitters have an average over 160 is 259 on the heater. All 4 of his pitches have a whiff rate between 25 and 29%. So again, that is Tanner Houck versus Ryan Pepio, Walker Buehler versus T's buddy, Zach Littell, who's awful. And then TBD versus Taj Bradley. Prediction time. T.
Yeah, I'm worried about this one. I won't lie. The Rays have struck out more hitters than any pitching staff in all of baseball right now, with the Red Sox sitting at number 1. We're talking velocity. We're talking major stuff. But you're playing in a spring training ballpark. I'm nervous, but I feel like the Red Sox offense can't be any worse than it's looked the last 2 series. They got to find a way to come out, and I think the bats do wake up. I'm going to go 2 out of 3. Give me the first 2 games with Houck and Buehler. I don't trust whatever that bullpen game is going to be on the last day, because they're a top 10 offense right now, and they're going to do damage too. So I'm scared. I'm not confident, but give me the first 2 wins.
Steven?
Yeah, a little sneak preview here. The weather's going to be awesome, so can't use that as an excuse anymore. This is going to feel like summer weather in this series. Get the bats going. Show us what this team's going to look like for the fun times at Fenway this summer. I'm not going to predict a Raffy homer, which is, I would love one. I would love to see one. You know, he's got 1 on the season. As a team, I think they're 21st in the majors in homers right now. Let's get the Wally head going this series. We finally got it in the finale. Almost had a week of no Wally head. That sounds terrible. Crazy. So get that thing going again in this series. And I'm actually going to be not too far from making my own Wally head. That might be done within this week, so I'm excited about that.
Wow.
And that'll do it for my series preview, which is 2 out of 3 Red Sox.
Okay. I'm going to go 1 out of 3 for the Sox.
Oof.
Yeah, I think they beat the shit out of Zach Littell because he's awful. I bet that game is going to be 11-2 Sox. And I think they lose the other 2. Coley?
The Littell game's the one I'm now comfortably the most worried about. Like he's going to have a perfecto through 7, and your mentions are just going to be fun. It's going to be me in there. Blaming
That's
you.
Fine. I'm not. I just know I'm not reading a word of what people say.
He's not reading it, clearly.
Not a
Taj
word.
Bradley's sick. Like I like the Rays are usually good and all their guys suck. Like Taj Bradley's very cool. No, like he's cool. He has been hanging out with anti-vax Jerry. And getting sick. But I'm going. It's literally a little league ballpark, so I'm going sweep.
Sweep.
Yeah.
God damn, boy. Got that sweep.
Yeah.
We got what? 2 out of 3s, 1 out of 3, and 1 sweep, huh? Steve?
Does Jake have to be on the pod to do his series prediction?
I think he's probably got a sweep.
Okay. I'll confirm, though. You never know. I mean, for a second there, it looks like he was going to get this one. The White Sox series.
Yeah, that's true. He might go reverse sweep again. I don't know.
I know. You never know. I'll ask him.
I was fucking around with the Fangraphs leaderboards, and I just realized the Rays have the most strikeouts at home of any pitching staff. Not overall. Still, it fits with the take. But it's not MLB overall. It's just home.
Steve?
This is called Question for T. What park has the most homers this year? Can you look that up? Because I feel like the A's park has to be in the yeah. I've been enjoying watching those games. It's really fun. Like I hated watching anything at the Coliseum. No disrespect, but it was just the lighting's trash. It just doesn't look good on TV. This park, the lighting's great. I don't care. That's a minor league park. It's been kind of fun to add that into the mix after the Sox games are over. Then obviously Dallas on the call. Great.
Yeah.
You got that, T?
I don't know if I do. I'm trying to think about how I'd even look that up.
Oh, it sounds
It
like you
feels
need
like
some
something that
better
shouldn't
help.
be
then.
that hard.
Sounds like you need some better help then.
Yes. Tell me how I could seek help.
Let's talk numbers. Traditional in-person therapy can cost anywhere from $100 to $250 per session, which adds up fast. But with BetterHelp Online Therapy, you can save on average up to 50% per session. With BetterHelp, you pay a flat fee for weekly sessions, saving you big on cost and time. Therapy should feel accessible, not like a luxury. With online therapy, you get quality care at a price that makes sense and can help you with anything from anxiety to everyday stress. Your mental health is worth it, and now it's within reach. I think, is this, because I do every other week, is this a therapy week coming up? Because I could use it. Yep, it is. Let's go. Tuesday, online therapy week for me. With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. It's convenient too. You can join a session with the click of a button, helping you fit therapy into your busy life. Plus, that's the other thing too, by the way. People are like, oh, I'm too busy for it. You're not busier than me. I promise you, you're not. Tyler?
Angel Stadium has had the most homers this year.
Okay.
Thanks.
Where is the Yankees, or sorry, the Rays? Where does that fall?
They are 14th.
Oh, okay.
Rockies are number 2, A's number 3, Yankees 4, Target Field 5, Sox at 7.
You know why the Rockies are in there, right? Because it's like the altitude,
It's like the sea level. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I know that. Not everyone knows that. So like, just want to let you guys know.
Yeah. Plus, you can switch therapists at any time. Your well-being is worth it. Visit BetterHelp.com/rocket today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/rocket.
When I look ahead, it's a wind up dead. If you don't listen to what Steve says, even then you might still wind up dead. Caught in a tornado, get smoked by your neighbor's shed. When I look ahead, when I look ahead, Billy's gummy bears. Chew 'em with your mouth.
Weather look ahead, brought to you by Billy's Gummy Bears.
You chew them with your mouth.
You go right ahead and you chew those with your mouth. The Red Sox take on the Tampa Bay Devil Rays at the New York Yankees Spring Training Park in Tampa. The Trop currently looks like a filming location for The Last of Us Season 2, which I'm excited for. Game 1, Monday. And I messed up last week. If you want to toss me, that's fine. I saw in the mentions, I said Wednesday was the series finale, and the series finale was obviously Sunday. So I did mess that up. It's now balls in your court if you want to toss me for that.
I didn't catch it. So
okay. Game 1, Monday, 7:05. What?
It's Tampa. I don't know.
No, I know. No, you're not like you're in the right headspace. It's just I got to say the time first.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, game 1, Monday, 7:05 p.m. Eastern, first pitch, 78 degrees,
too hot,
sunny,
too
and
hot.
a 0% chance.
Too hot.
Yeah,
of
melting
rain.
out there.
A little bit too hot on Monday. Game 2 is Tuesday, and I love this, by the way. They're all 7:05 p.m. Eastern, first pitch.
Classic.
75
What the
degrees, sunny, 1% chance of rain. Jared,
what?
Game 3 is Wednesday. It's a 7:05 p.m. Eastern, first pitch, and the temperature is 76 degrees.
Let's go! Let's fucking go! 76 degrees on Wednesday?
Finale.
Suck on it, baby. Get all those 76 degrees. I might fly to Tampa for this. 76 fucking degrees. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
It's incredible. I never
sauce.
rigged this, by the
Yeah.
way. Like there was a good chance this wasn't going to happen. My face lit up, Jerry, when I saw 76 degrees for 7:05 on Wednesday.
I saw
sunny,
the
0%
76
chance
and
of
I
rain.
was just like,
Dude, cum fart.
yeah.
You fart when you get excited? Is that what you're
Yeah, sometimes.
Oh yeah, so sunny, 0% chance. I mean, this is going to be the perfect weather this series. So obviously, no excuses for the bats not working because it's cold. Please hit home runs and score a bunch of runs and have a lot of fun and win the damn series. That is your weather look ahead, brought to you by Billy's Gummy Bears. You chew them with your mouth.
Yeah.
First one of the year. This is an early one to be getting the 76 degrees. Feels good.
Oh, you ain't kidding. You ain't kidding.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Coley, any final thoughts?
Yeah, first, shout out to the booth. I actually think it was OB and
Jim Cain?
Middlebrooks. No, I mean we did the Jim Cain hour earlier, but I don't think it was Lou. Whoever was calling that game that kept going viral every time the White Sox beat us, they were right. They were right to be like, this is the perfect time to play the White Sox. The Red Sox team was wrong. So I don't like that they got shit on for being correct, because we largely said the same thing. Like, they should have done better against the White Sox. The players were wrong. They were correct. Also, shout out Derek White, who every time he throws out a first pitch, they is just in the building. There is a walk-off every single time.
Mm-hmm.
What, T?
Went to high school with Bobby Delbeck.
That's right.
Who did?
I actually didn't know that.
So if there's ever a playoff game with Derek White in attendance, we know how it's going to end, but it will be pants-shittingly horrifying the whole time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Steve, final thoughts?
Yeah, I just sent you a couple links. You said to do some homework, and I did some homework thinking of a couple of options for the audio for the Stevie P guarantee. The first one you're probably not going to love. It's one of my favorite sounds.
Teletubbies.
That's not the Teletubbies.
Teletubby vibes, though.
Tyler. It's when you get a star in Mario 64. I really like that sound a lot.
Thing.
The other one, and Coley, this might be a little cheap because this was your walkout for the live show. This goes so incredible. If you go to like the 110 mark, Jerry, if you don't mind.
It takes so long.
It takes forever to get to this, but it hit me. This might be. Oh, you get a little further back, please. Jerry. A little further back. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, the build-up's really good. You can crank this too if you want to. The room again. This was Coley's walkout song.
It's a great song. I just don't know that it says Stevie P guarantee to me.
It does to me. Coley, what are your thoughts?
We needed to play that entire amount.
Yeah.
And then you can give your take.
Yeah, I think it's the right song to have in the mix with Section 10, because when you sent us this link and I played it, I'm like, this can't just be for this show, like for the opening day show. I want this to be a part of the actual show moving forward.
Yeah, Coley came out to this song.
If you could hear it.
This song has 354 million views on YouTube, and the first time I heard it was when Coley came out at the Section 10 live show. Had you heard this before, Steve?
Crab Rave. I had never heard it before, and apparently it's like the most popular song of all time based on the views.
Yeah. Like
4.3 million likes. I'm like, how did I miss this?
This song probably has more streams than like the new Beatles song.
Big time. Can you turn it up? Can you crank it a little bit? I think it's coming back. Here.
No, it definitely is. Or winding down. Yeah, it's over.
Wait.
No, it's over.
Or rewind a little bit. Can we just play this for the next hour, please? It's so good. And the crabs are just moving too. Oh.
The crabs are having a day.
You gotta watch the video too, because the crabs, the crabs get
crazy.
Yeah, they go crazy.
Yeah, stupid.
Yeah, so
I kind of think that should be it, but yeah.
Yeah, I think no, but it's a great song. It's a great song. It's just, to me, it's not guaranteeing anything. You know, it's just like it's good
times,
for,
brother.
Yeah, like it's good.
That's the
thing. It's a good like celebration song. Like you could be guaranteeing something horrifying.
Yeah, but whatever. I mean, we got to pick one song, right? Like if we're going for good vibes, which I feel like when I do SPGs, it's for good vibes. It's not like I guarantee this team misses the playoffs. Like what kind of SPGs am I throwing out there? It's positive things. I think you should think about it. Just think about it. That's all. You don't have to like say yes or no. But
Are
I would
those
love
the two options?
Oh yeah, that's it for now. That's all.
The Mario. For now. I'm in on the Mario one.
I was like really thinking, and I'm like,
there were multiple options.
There were multiple.
No doubt. No doubt.
We'll discuss it at WrestleMania.
Okay, we'll discuss.
We can get, get in the lab. We can get in the lab at WrestleMania.
For sure. Call it.
Has WrestleMania, has wrestling ever just had, and I could see this happening in the 80s. I don't know how much it would fly now, but just like a character whose finishing move is he's losing and then he remembers he has a gun and he just pulls that out and points it at the other guy.
Brian Pillman pulled the gun. And I believe they got into a lot of trouble on the USA Network.
Sure.
With the USA Network. Yeah.
Feels
people
right.
thought it was real and they were like calling the police.
No, I get that, but I think if someone's finishing move was to just pull out a gun.
Pull that on Stone Cold Steve Austin? Brian Pillman pulls gun. Yeah, it was Stone Cold.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, he pulled the gun on Austin.
Two more quick things, and I bitch about this on Twitter a lot, but I'm still not used to those red unis on the road. It looks weird. It doesn't feel right. Your brain expects those at Fenway, and it's just not right. A lot of people have accurately also mentioned that not having the names on the back on the road is strange. I fully agree with that. The gray pants with the red unis, not in love with that either. I would have, and I'm more, I don't want to say anti, but I'm not as big a fan of those Yellow City Connects as a lot of people are. It would have been fine to retire that. You don't need multiple City Connect uniforms in the rotation at the same time. I mean, I'm team like just have a bunch of jerseys anyway. What's up?
It's the money thing.
How have we not seen?
But if it's the money thing, then they would have like 10 jerseys. Why are they limiting the amount of jerseys they can have?
Well,
I still don't really understand that.
The Red Sox are going to
why is the league doing
that's a
that?
Major League Baseball thing. But in terms of the team, they're going to try to maximize because those yellow ones sell like crazy.
No, I know, but like you're going to have a new City Connect that will sell like crazy. But yeah, it pisses me off. Someone did mention, and I applauded that they should bring back when the Red Sox like socks part of the logo was on the navy hat. I really liked that fitted hat they used to have. You don't like it, but whatever. I used to wear that in high school all the time.
I know, but I know whose idea it was.
Oh, okay. So it changed your opinion a little bit.
It would have changed yours too.
Okay, that's fair. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
And then I'm just giving a bunch of people shout outs here because someone else mentioned a good point too. Sox were awful at Fenway Fridays last year, so maybe it's a red uni problem. Maybe that's just the issue to begin with. When they were wearing these, they just lose a lot. Last thing I got for final thoughts, shout out to our guy Jace, who wore the pig outfit with the Section 10 shirt at the series finale. Took the pic with Will Fleming. That was awesome. So shouting him out.
Shout him out. Who hasn't gone? T, final thoughts.
Shout out Brandon Clark, who made his first professional start the other day and was absolutely filthy doing it. Did 4 innings down in Salem, 5 Ks, no walks. 19th ranked prospect in the Red Sox system right now. But in terms of stuff, he's up there with anyone. The fastball gets up to 99. Good slider and sweeper. It's more just getting the command and control in order. And the fact that he didn't walk a single guy in that very first outing or give up a hit, I think it speaks to just the kind of level of arm talent they have in the organization now, because the fact that he's sitting at 19, 2 years ago, he'd easily be a top 10 prospect in the system without even thinking twice. My other thing is shout out Sean Palmer, announced that he's having a kid today on Twitter.
Hey,
always around, big Section 10 supporter.
He's the best.
Congrats on the sex.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love Sean.
That's a beautiful thing. Happy for Sean and his family. It's a wonderful thing. All right. We'll be back on Wednesday night, Thursday morning for you guys to wrap up this Rays series. Very excited about it. Nice little 7:05 start. Like old times. Just like old times. 7:05.
For all of them.
Yeah, for all of you. Yeah, that's actually, so no one, I don't know if I've said this. The clock tattoo that I have is when I grew up, Red Sox games were at 7:05 and then they became 7:10. So I put the minute hand in between both. And now they're 6:45. So I guess I got to get a tattoo removal.
You just have a whole list down your arm of different start times. Like, yeah, this thing goes crazy, man.
Yeah. Yeah. When I was a kid, they were 7:05. 7:05 was Sox time. But all right. We'll be back. We'll be back on Thursday morning for you guys. Breaking down the Sox. We'll see you then. But no.
Buenas noches, amigos.